Hello, 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 everyone. I think 3Dub is here with us. You there, 3Dub?
Hello.
What's going on? What's happening?
I had a shitty week.
Oh, well, hopefully you're better today. Hello, everyone in the chat. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, do you want to hear kind of like a little bit of what happened why I wasn't here Monday?
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to talk about it, don't feel like you have to, but if you want to, you can. So
yeah, there was like an argument between me and a girl, and I may or may have not dropped a pretty savage comment. So she kind of deserved it. And before anyone judges, I've known her since 7th grade. So at this point, we are in that right to verbally go after each other. Basically, what prompted it was she'd been telling me for 5 years and 9 months that she's never dating again because her ex who passed away was her one true soulmate.
what the hell? Okay.
Yeah. And she goes, I'm done forever. She said, no more relationship for me, she said. And listen, I respect that. And I generally understood until I found out she started seeing her ex from when she was 15. Meanwhile, she's known this whole time that I liked her and never gave me a chance. So yeah, that one kind of stung a little. So during the argument, I snapped. I hit her with, "Oh, so all it takes is a guy with a pulse, and suddenly your forever love doesn't matter anymore."
Mm.
And she did not appreciate that one, but man, did it feel good.
Wow.
So
that's a lot.
Yeah. So I've been dealing with that mentally. So.
All right. Well, glad you're better. That's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So 3Dub is here. I didn't think you were going to be back until Monday. So I was like telling everybody in the chat, I was like, he's not going to be back.
I've been watching Blue Bloods. It's kind of distracting me from the crap. So it's helping me get back to normalcy.
Yeah, that's good. Shout out to Big Fieldy who ordered one of the I'm Bored shirts. Thank you for doing that. If anybody would like to order one, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen here if I can find it. Where's it at? I believe it's saved right here. And click right over here or go to the link. I should put it in the chat, but I haven't put it in the chat tonight. So I'll do it in a little bit. If you're watching this on playback or anything, you can scan over there and go grab your shirt. But yeah, glad you got it, Big Fieldy. It looks like it came pretty quickly. And I don't think you're... What the hell? What's my cat doing? I don't think you're in the US, so glad it got to you on time. Do appreciate it. Yeah, so thank you so much. I have a lot to say about Peacemaker, okay? Obviously, it's going to be with spoilers, so we're going to save it until the end of the stream. Plus, I want more people to get here that have seen the episode. I have a rant slightly that I'm going to go off on. So if you guys want to hear what I have to say about it, you want to stick around to the end of the stream because there's so much I want to say about it. Oh my gosh. It's not all bad. There's a lot of stuff like positive I want to say as well. But I have one specific thing that I'm going to rant about just a little bit. So definitely, yeah. So Big Fieldy says, can confirm the merch is good quality. I'm Australia to arrive pretty quick. All right, good. You can get an I'm Bored hat too, as well, if you'd like to get one. We'll make a good Christmas gift. You can let people know you're bored, just like me. We have a few things to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about some Rob Liefeld Fantastic Four drama, cancel Netflix drama, some AI stuff. The Frankenstein trailer came out. We're going to watch
AI
that.
Strikes Again.
Yeah, we're going to watch the Frankenstein trailer and some stuff on Jimmy Fallon. But I'm going to wait a little bit before people get here. So I'll go ahead and put in the stuff for the poll tonight on the chats. We're doing 5 super chats at any tier for both channels for Debunks and Reloaded. So it's any tier, no matter what it is, from $1 and up. So if you want to support the channel, you can do that as well. I'm watching my cat. She's in explore mode, so she's been knocking stuff over. So we'll see if she comes back in. We'll see if she comes back in. We do have we got one super chat here. I believe this is on the Reloaded channel from Sheldor. Big Bang Theory. $2 super chat. Did Gunn hype up the final 3 episodes too much? Well, I have to see the next one to find out. I have to see it to make my final decision about it. I do think that after the reveal, everything sort of became a little bit more contained in the sense that we kind of knew everything. So we were just dealing with the situation in front of us. And so I do appreciate that. But the mystery stuff, I think, should have been we should have known about it a little bit earlier. And I think we should have had more time on Earth X. That's the non-spoilery way for me to put that at the moment. Let me go ahead and put the choices in for the super chat goals.
New name, Super Cat.
Let's see. Another $2 super chat from Sheldor. Thank you so much. Also just bought the new Witcher book. There's a new Witcher book? I didn't know that. Do you like Witcher, 3Dub?
Yeah.
Have you watched the show or anything like that?
Yeah, I haven't like fully invested season 3 because I found out that, you know, the original what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Henry Cavill is being replaced. So.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, do I want to invest it on?
You don't like Liam coming in? Liam Helmsworth coming to replace Henry Cavill?
He's like a joke version.
Oh my god. Jeez. We got another $1 super chat from Sheldor. Thank you so much. That's 3 out of 5 already. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. I do appreciate it. South Texas Shark says, hello, slowly catching up. If you mean tonight, we've only been live for like 9 minutes. So you should be
10 minutes.
Oh, is it 10 minutes now? We ticked over to 10 minutes before it finished. Well, no, 9 because the intro is like a minute.
2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Do you know how long it is exactly, 3Dub?
Yeah, I was watching it.
All right. Fair enough. We have some other people that have jumped in for the evening. First, I want to bring on Joe. Good to have you back. Love that T-shirt. Love that T-shirt. One of my favorite characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely the highlight of the Black Adam movie for me was Dr. Fate. So, and we also have Darren in the house. Hello, Darren.
Hello.
Good to see you. We're going to move 3Dub down because he's not going to get on camera, so we'll put him in front of the words. 3Dub in front of the wall of text.
Yeah, I'll take the hit.
Let's see. Coming up with ideas for the poll. One more here.
I should warn you up front. I don't know how much I have in me tonight. It's been a rough day.
Oh, well, I hope you're okay.
No. I'm just tired. So more tired than usual. So.
Must be a rough week for everyone.
The movie One Battle After Another. You would think it was about my daughter because just homework's a battle, taking a shower's a battle, everything's a battle.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm supposed to go see it this weekend though. So I don't know. Is it good?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I'd say it's mid-tier Paul Thomas Anderson.
Did you see it, Darren?
No, but I've heard nothing but the greatest. I've heard like people are already like best movie of the year. From what I've heard from most people.
I don't understand that at all. I mean, yeah, teach their own. But
I
still think the best movie of the year was Novocaine with Jack Quaid, but I think I'm in the minority on that one.
That runtime just scares me for like a theater movie, where it's like I love a long movie, but sometimes a 3-hour movie in a theater is a lot. Whereas like I like to pause, I like to go to the bathroom if I can. So that might be a streaming movie for me, but we'll see.
I definitely felt the runtime.
3Dub, my cat is literally exploring back here. I think it's your fault. I think you encouraged her.
I'm the cat whisperer.
Yeah, I don't know. She acts like she's never been in this room before. It's one of her favorite rooms. I'm like, what are you doing? Nairobi.
She's exploring the lights.
She's behind the Silver Surfer right now.
Okay,
Nairobi.
that's
Come out of here.
cat malfunction.
Oh my goodness. She's back there behind a painting, and I'm afraid so this is, let me tell you a quick story before we get into topics.
Did we just hit the goal?
We might have. I'll check in a second. She's a gnawer. She likes to gnaw on wires and cords. And I had a sound system in here. I can hear her scratching right there right now. I had a sound system in here that I had for years that I used for music editing. And it was a really nice one. And we came home. We were out one day, all day long. We came home and I kept trying to turn my audio on. And I'm like, what's wrong with my computer? Like, where's my audio at? She had bit through the wire on the sound system. And I'm like, so you sat in here long enough to bite through a wire? Like,
She
what were
was
you
giving
doing?
your PC a CAT scan.
Yeah.
Apparently, Darren's heard that one before.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Depending on how long the stream goes, we may or may not do a bonus topic tonight. But if we do it, it'll be after Peacemaker. And it's going to be worst movie sequels, which is like from last week, I think, is when that one happened. I'm trying. Look, my goal tonight, and I know the chat's probably going to boo at this. My goal tonight is 2 hours. I have to be up really early in the morning. So 2 hours from right now. So basically 11:30, 12:30. So 1:30 a.m. my time is when I need to tap out. Okay. So that's the goal. So we're going to try and stick close to that. And if people decide at the end they want to super chat the last minute to make it go over, I'm obviously not going to complain about that. But that is my goal, is like 2 hours. So, but we have hit the goal already. So thank you so much, everybody that donated. We'll read the super chats in a second, but let me tell you the choices over here on the Reloaded channel for hitting the goal. All right. Top 5 best movies with women leads. Now this is of all time. So any films with a woman as the lead character. Top 10 worst movies with an ensemble cast. So any film ever made that has an ensemble cast. Top 5 best 90s action/comedies. So movies that are funny but are also action films. There's a lot of them in the 90s.
Yeah.
Our top 5 best adult animated films or TV shows. Now, when I say adult, I'm not talking about the pornography. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like TVMA type stuff, like rated R or TVMA stuff that is graphic, but not necessarily, you know what I mean? Like stuff you wouldn't play for the family, essentially. Those are the ones for today. So go vote on the poll, and whichever one wins, that will be one of the bonus topics. So Shelter says, I voted for best women leads in film.
Yeah, I like that one too.
And Ronan says that he already has his. Pretty crazy. Let me lower the volume. Why is the music so much louder tonight for me? There you go. All right, let's get these super chats out of the way here. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all the super chats. We have a $2 super chat from Cameron. Did you see what Diddy said online? No, I have not. Does anybody know what Diddy said?
Diddy Kong?
clue. Oh, wow.
No. It's about something about the case. I think. Oh, wait. Is this about him feeling bad that the judge got a bunch of like backlash over the case? I think that's what it was. Is that what you're talking about, Cameron? He felt disappointed that all of the drama about the case affected the judge. Like the judge was getting a lot of threats and stuff over it. He said he was humbled. I didn't see that part. I didn't see that. He sent the judge a letter asking. Oh, so that's why he said that. He sent a letter to the judge asking for leniency in the sentencing. All right. Well, whatever. I'm not a big enough Diddy fan to really care. Like, if he goes to jail for the rest of his life, then sorry. Maybe you shouldn't have done shit to go to jail. I don't know.
As to quote Venom from Spider-Man 3, good riddance.
Captain Incaner, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Eric, I don't know if you've seen it, but I saw an interview with James Gunn saying Michael Rookery. Wait, Michael Rookery? Is that a real person? That name sounds like a
Michael Rooker, I think is what they're trying to say.
As the Flash?
Yeah. They like I think it's more of a joke thing that they said, but they tease that he might be the Flash.
Well, that would be a quick way for me to be like, fuck this universe. I like him, but no way.
Maybe it's Jay Garrick, but even then I'm like, no. Jay Garrick would be the only like
he could be fun as Max Mercury.
Yes, that would be fun.
Sure. Yeah.
I agree.
Not
with that.
Barry or Wally.
Though. No, Barry and Wally need to be someone else, not them. Like, no Impulse. He can't be Impulse either, or any of the other like younger ones.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to be ageist for a moment, but
that actually could be hilarious though if he was like old Impulse from the future.
It would be. That would be funny.
Or what's that evil speedster that was on Crisis on Two Earths? That's like the reverse of like Barry, but not like Reverse Flash. It's the one with the Bat Owl. Basically, there's an evil version of Batman, which was Bat Owl, and then there's like an evil version of the Flash, which I forget.
Oh, you're talking about Owlman?
Yeah,
Earth 2?
I think there's Johnny Quick.
Johnny Quick. Yeah, I was gonna say the speedster over there is Johnny Quick.
Yeah, I was like, he could be Johnny Quick.
Is Johnny Quick actually connected to the Speed Force or not? I don't know if he is.
I don't think so. He had a formula.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's the same, but because he aged up when he runs fast, he got older, so it was like
turned into Michael Rooker.
Okay, fair enough.
You know how there's been this rumor out there that Kumail Nanjiani was going to be Booster Gold.
Yes, I remember that.
I'm personally not a huge fan of that casting, but I got thinking about it, and I really do like Kumail Nanjiani, and I was thinking, what role would he be good in? And I would love to see him as Ambush Bug.
Oh,
like I think he'd be hilarious as Ambush Bug. And then I just thought that up on my own, and then I Googled it because I'm like, you can find anything on the internet. I'm like, let me see if I can find a picture where maybe somebody mashed this up already and has like a picture of him as Ambush Bug. And I found an article where he said the DC hero he most wants to play is Ambush Bug. And I'm like,
he said that in an interview?
Get out of here.
That's pretty cool.
He apparently said this 2 years
That's actually
ago.
pretty cool. Go ahead.
Is it bad? I have no idea who that is.
It's a very like a deep cut character, but he was very popular back in the day. But I don't think.
Okay.
Wait, is there a new series with them in it or something like that? I don't know.
I don't think so, but he was created by Keith Giffen, who, if you know Keith Giffen's stuff, he's very humorous.
Yeah.
His sidekick was a stuffed toy named Cheeks, the Toy Wonder.
So Sheldor here with the $5 super chat. I wanted to start October strong by helping you with the goal. Thank you so much. Also, what are some of the DC storylines you'd want to see with the next 10 years or so? I would love to see a proper Blackest Night, but you can't do that for a long while. Like, you have to wait a while before you do that one. But that's one that I would like to see for sure.
I want to see it as Superman 1 million.
That could be fun.
Yeah,
obviously.
Overpowered.
Sorry, Third Ups, go ahead. Sorry.
I was like an overpowered Superman.
What about you, Darren?
Obviously, Death of Superman. I think we all want to see that. I think that's
done right, though.
Next
not like
movie,
not like BVS. Definitely not like BVS.
Watch Superman Lois.
In the sequel to Superman, we have to see Death of Superman. That only makes sense to me. I don't know.
If you go see it with me, you'll see the death of my soul in the seat next to
Let's see. Sheldor here with another $2 super chat. Please have the Lanterns episodes be longer. Good. I think they're going to be more like regular TV episodes, like an hour-ish, I believe.
I just thought of something too. Like Doomsday just stops mid-fight because their mom's name is Martha.
Oh no! Don't.
I gotta say, I love the fact that these streaming services like Disney Plus and Max are not beholden to hour-long run times. I kind of feel like a show should only be as long as you have story for. And like I always hear people saying like, "Oh, make them longer," and I'm like, no. If they've got 30 minutes of story, make a 30-minute episode. Let's not jam filler in here just to pad the runtime.
Yeah.
Well, then also with like Peacemaker, the issue is there were 2 episodes in the middle that could have been 1 episode. Like I think 4 and 5 could have just been 1 long episode. Why make them 2? Because you need 8 episodes or 9 episodes, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the episode, like whatever story you're telling, and episode lengths that you need should be done over however many episodes you need to tell the story. I think like saying it has to be 6 episodes when you only have 4 episodes worth of story seems really silly, or it has to be 6 episodes when you have like 10 episodes of story. Like I don't like that that's another restriction they have, is that the stories can either drawn out or shrunk down depending on how many episodes the studio wants to give them.
I think, I and it's hard to say because I need to see how they wrap it up next week if I'm going to say they needed more or less episodes, but I definitely think they were trying to avoid the 6-7 episode mark because they know that's a big complaint with like Disney Plus being just like, oh, it's the 6 episode premiere or things, whatever. And I think they were like, okay, we have to make it 8 episodes, so we're not just doing the whole Disney Plus thing.
Yeah.
But you are right, like, and I've said it many times, 4 and 5 should have been one like 50-minute episode.
That's probably the only one that I have any complaints about. Or those 2 are the only ones I have complaints about. Like I don't mind they're like shorter in the sense that that's the amount of story they have. But I think based on this penultimate episode, which we'll talk about with spoilers in just a little bit, this penultimate episode into the finale feels particularly short compared to what I thought we were going to get. But that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. I felt like we were going to get a little bit more.
Yeah, it went a completely different direction than I thought it would go. Like I'll wait to get into it when we get to the thing, but yeah, like it does depend what they do next week and if I think it's a problem or if it's not a problem.
Yeah, I have some big criticism about stuff. Yeah. Like again, I want to wait until the end so that people don't get spoiled if they don't want to. $2 super chat from Sheldor here. Eddie, are you playing Ghost of Yotai? Anyone? Not yet. I probably will play it, but I've got other games I'm playing at the moment. I'm somebody that I don't care if I play a game right when it comes out. I will get to a game when I want to get to it because I play MMOs, so I'm used to just playing stuff at my own pace. So I will get to that at a certain point. But I heard it's selling really well, so that's good for them because they've got a lot of hate online for all the reasons you expect: women, people of color, whatever it is. It's always some random thing. So I'm glad to see they're doing well. DCU fan casting for Plastic Man with a $2.99 super chat for Big Fieldy. We've talked about this a little bit. Does anybody have any skin in the game on who you'd like to see as Plastic Man all?
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz would destroy Plastic Man. And make it an animated movie to like really lean into his strengths. Like that is an actor who could play the character in live action and in animation. I think he kind of fits that character. I think his energy matches that character very well.
Well, they've been trying to get a Plastic Man movie made since 1992. So,
by the way, welcome, Jake.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, Rubens was the favorite back in those days.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
As long as it's not Jim Carrey.
Back in the 90s, I always thought Ryan Stiles from the Drew Carey Show would have made a great Plastic Man.
I could see it. I think Hartley Sawyer should do it. Just bring him back and let him play Plastic Man and reprise his role.
Hilarious.
He was already a stretchy character anyway. So
just keep him off Twitter.
By the way, I want to point out that depending on which stories you've read, Plastic Man is probably one of the most physically powerful characters in terms of what he's capable of doing, because he's different from Mr. Fantastic. Like he's very they both stretch, but he's got different attributes to his power that make him particularly resilient.
Like he can turn into a plane and actually function like a plane.
Which story was it where Superman said the one person he was afraid of was Plastic Man? Superman or Martian Manhunter? I can't remember which story it was. Somebody in the chat probably knows. But I remember a story where he was like the person that they feared the most. It's in an Elseworld story somewhere.
Didn't Batman say that? I think it was Batman that said that.
Oh, it was Injustice. That's right. It was Injustice.
That's even funnier, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that because he had a son, right? Wasn't Plastic Man's son part of that as well?
Oh yeah. Sean says it was Batman in Dark Knight 2.
Was it? Oh, that said about Plastic Man. Okay, so it's been said multiple times in multiple places. Then I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I could see like somebody because like literally, I can't remember if this is head like something I made up in my head or if I read it somewhere because I've read so many things over the years. Something about being able to like go like stretch inside of your body and then expand. Like he could literally just explode you from the inside out. Yeah, like yeah.
Very great. See, why didn't they make Plastic Man playable in the Injustice games? That would have been a whole unique play style.
It would have 100%.
And I mean, he was in that universe fully. He was part of that insurgency. So I don't know why they didn't do anything with him.
Maybe number 3.
Yeah, we'll see. There are other characters that I think should be in there, like given a higher priority. But I can see him definitely being in there.
I wonder if Plastic Man recycles. It took
me a second. It took me a second to really hit that one. So, all right. So we're going to talk about Rob Liefeld. Anybody know who Rob Liefeld is?
Unfortunately, I've called him out on Twitter more than once.
All right. So, Fantastic Four has started like releasing outside of theaters.
Oh, boy.
And
here we go again.
It's doing the same thing as like all of these movies. People watch it and they're like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." Now I know we're not totally like nobody's totally on board with the movie. It's not my favorite superhero movie of the year, but I think that it's a pretty good film. It's not the greatest movie. It's not the worst movie. It's a pretty good movie. But here he goes on Twitter. We had the Fantastic Four First Steps has earned $521 million at the worldwide box office. The budget was $200 million. Let's expand the whole tweet because I want to see exactly what he was complaining about here.
See, the last time someone made a tweet about this saying that it crossed a certain milestone, he said there was this amount off that was done for marketing. Be quiet, you shills. That's essentially what he said last time.
Right. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So let's continue.
Nope.
Let's continue with this. Budget was $200 million, the highest grossing MCU movie of the year. This is true. You can't dispute this. It's the highest grossing movie of the 3 that came out this year.
Yes.
So then he comes over here and why first of all, okay, let's read this. Why leave off the extra $120 million for marketing? You know, the commercials, the billboards, the junkets, the entire ad campaign needed to do Superman bust to break even. Why would they put this on there when they're talking about the production budget? That doesn't make any sense because we don't know. The marketing budget is even less confirmed than the production budget is. And the production budgets are never confirmed by official sources when it comes to these kinds of movies. It's always some analyst who's doing a projected budget. You never hear the studios going, this is exactly to the penny how much money we spent on this. That doesn't happen. The only time we've got anything close to that is when James Gunn confirmed the Superman production budget at what it was, which was like 225, I think, or something along those lines.
I guess he must not have known about any of the Little Caesars Fantastic Four marketing.
Right, exactly. But he said this, and he said a few other things. Let's go over here to his Twitter. Hopefully there's nothing on here.
We have to.
Any bad. Well, there was a follow-up to that tweet.
No, so I'll say the first time he made a post attacking people who were like going over the milestone for this movie, I flat out said, you could probably find my comment somewhere if you scroll down far enough. But I replied to his thing. I said, are you really still butthurt that Feige ignored you at the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere?
Yeah.
That honestly is what this is all about.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
Yep. It's because he didn't get that party invite.
So he goes here, my entire adult existence, this is a lie, by the way. And I'm sure Joe will probably back me up on this unless I'm absolutely wrong, but I think this is a lie. My entire adult existence, the marketing was part of the reported investment. The last year, the studios have moved those marketing ad numbers obscured or removed entirely as to lower the bar and give the appearance of success by just saying film budget only. That's only part of a sizable number. Now, I could be wrong on this, But I think the first time that I can remember in my adult existence where people were talking about budgeting and shit like that was during the John Carter era, because that was such a huge flop around, I think it was 2012, 2013. That was a huge, it was a huge flop for Disney. And I remember that was when people started talking about budgeting. That's when people started talking about advertising. If you go back to the 90s, when me and my friends would get together and talk about movies, first and foremost, we rarely ever talked about the budget of the movie. That was almost never even part of the conversation. Yeah. Typically, we talked about what we thought about the film as a film, and the art part of it, the entertainment aspect of it, the acting, the directing, the lighting, the soundtrack, all the things that are really important. I don't remember box office numbers becoming anything important until around that John Carter era of time.
God.
I could be wrong, because I do know film analysts obviously would talk about these things, but the general population didn't really talk about this. So this feels like a huge lie from Rob Liefeld.
Poor Taylor Kitsch.
As a kid, I didn't know half the movies I loved were box office flops.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know nobody went to see the Masters of the Universe movie. I just knew that I loved it.
You have some of the most well-regarded films today that were box office bombs back in the day. Case in point, Shawshank Redemption. One of the most well-regarded films of all time. It flopped back in the 90s. Well,
the weird thing is that this is just a weird hill to even stand on to begin with. Like, in the first tweet, he's talking about the $120 million for marketing, which is a number that's made up. We don't know how much money was spent on marketing for Fantastic Four. We can do a rule of thumb math, but it's never an exact number.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but I was told by somebody in the industry that the marketing cost is often a write-off anyway. Like, I heard it doesn't even really matter. They write that off at tax time.
Yeah, they do. And that's the other thing, is that marketing doesn't apply to just one movie. I've done a lot of digging on this, by the way, if you don't know. I've done a lot of research on this. I spent a lot of time doing this. The money that goes into budgeting for films for any of these studios is done quarterly. So they set aside X amount of money in that quarter for all of their films that are coming out. And then each film gets a portion of that money, and then that money gets written off. A large portion of that money gets written off in bulk, not by film. And the reason why they do it that way, and this is why the numbers don't come out and they don't give exact numbers on marketing, because a lot of times they don't even know what it is. If you look at like the quarterly financial reports, you'll never see a breakdown of budget per movie or marketing per movie. It doesn't exist on those papers. You'll never find them. It doesn't matter how much you dig. You will never find those numbers. And the reason why is because a lot of stuff is done in situations where a studio will get money from another place to use their IPs. They don't pay Burger King to put Ben Grimm on their Whopper boxes. Burger King will either do it for free in exchange for advertising, or they will pay Disney for that. That's the way that works, because they want to put that IP on their boxes. This is why they have toys and all these things to give away. They want people to come spend money on their food, and they look at that investment as a write-off, as a loss. That's how they look at these things. So this is a dumb argument. It's just a really dumb hill to even die on in the first place. But saying that they are doing this to make movies look more successful is so dumb, because first of all, if this is why the studios don't do this. If I run a studio and I have a bunch of investors and I go, I'm going to make this movie for $100,000 or $100 million. We do $100 million. I'm making this movie for $100 million. If I then go out to the papers like Deadline and Hollywood Reporter and I go, oh, this movie only cost $75 million to make. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't we give you $100 million for this movie? Or if I come out and I say, this movie costs $150 million to make, the investors will go, wait a minute. So it's a higher risk for us. It's a bigger risk because you spent more money than what you asked us for. We weren't aware of that. This is why they don't do that. And this is why none of us are privy to this information. This entire online ecosystem around budgets and marketing or whatever, it is all a scammy, grifty way to do like internet clout. That's all it is. It's like even Grace Randolph, who's pretty much built her entire career on movie math, doesn't have the exact numbers for any of these things.
No, or the list of sources that she claims to. That's a different conversation.
The notion that they're lying to make it look more successful is ridiculous too, because what does that get them? What do they gain from, hey, we made this movie flopped, but we made it look like a success? Okay. Well, Like, okay, what does that get you?
It gets you in trouble with your investors, right?
Right,
Because
right.
if I say, if I go, we'll make it even smaller number. I borrow $10 from you to turn into $20. And then I come out the next week and I go, man, it did even better than expected. We were expecting 20, we made 25. You're going to go, oh, well, then I should be getting a big return on my investment, right? I gave you 10, we're getting 25. Where's my return on investment? Oh, no, I just said that to the public so they would think that we did really well. Oh, right. That makes no sense. You would be like, where's my fucking money? It's like, what world do we exist in where this makes any fucking sense at all? And who are they making it look better for? The chuds on the internet? Like, who gives a fuck if Nerdrotic thinks the movie was successful in reality?
Businessmen, the bean counters and the businessmen they're not sitting there going, we need to make Twitter think this was a hit. Like, they don't give two shits with Twitter things.
Right. So stupid. I just needed to talk about that and get it off my chest because I've been sitting on that tweet for a couple of days now. And I was like, man, I get so annoyed because I don't really care if the movie, look, I've said this a million times. I go to movies and I like them or I don't like them. I don't care what the budgets are. I don't care how much money they make in the box office. I only care about my taste in the film, like whether or not I like the movie or I don't like the movie. So I talk about the numbers because we live in a world where everyone talks about the numbers. I don't have a choice to opt out of it. I have to give an opinion on it. But ultimately, if a movie comes out and it costs $150 million to make it and it only makes $100 million at the box office, and I still love it, I'm not going to all of a sudden hate it because it costs $50 million more than it made at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Having knowledge for the sake of knowledge is one thing, but then using that knowledge to make your opinion is a whole different matter entirely.
Yeah, I'll agree with that for sure. Let's see what else I have. I've got a bunch of Peacemaker stuff saved that I don't want to show on the screen yet. Oh, by the way, I want to point out that Rob Liefeld also made this picture here. Somebody sent this to me. This was that Captain America with the giant chest here.
Mm-hmm.
And he recreates this all the time, even though he knows it's bad because it is a memeable thing. He did a version of it that was Sam, I think, right? Didn't he do one? Hold on, let me see. He did a Sam Cap one. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was a fan, but let me look it up. It was pretty funny. I remember seeing it and going, what the fuck?
So he cannot draw feet or chest. So in case anybody was unclear, Rob Liefeld, I don't think he is anatomically correct.
So here's the Sam version, which is bad in a different way. Like the alignment of the chest doesn't even make sense.
What the hell? Okay, this is a minor thing. That shield design is horrible. What are all the... What is that?
I do think there was a time in the comics where that was the design.
It looks like it's like a mirror of a mountain that's trying to be on the shield, and it doesn't look like it's drawn correctly.
Oh, I forgot about this here too. This was from a while ago. The Fantastic Four first set 500 million. 300 million with marketing.
So if you scroll down a little bit on here, I think you'll find my comment.
Well, this is a screenshot. This is a screenshot.
Oh, so, I was going to say, because Synthetics thing, this was the exact thing that I replied to Liefeld on and said, are you still upset about the whole Kevin Feige thing?
Yeah.
How do I become a shill? I want to become a shill because, to be a shill, you by definition are getting paid.
Yeah.
And I'm liking these movies for free. I think I'm undervaluing myself.
I will say every movie is good if you just give me free tickets. Just give me free tickets to the movies and I'll say every movie is good.
Done with that.
By the way, I found this. We're not going to talk too much about it because we've already talked about the Tilly Norwood stuff, but I saw this from earlier today. And Tilly, my favorite actress, is not human. Tilly Norwood doesn't need a hairstylist, has no regrettable post, and if you wish to see a virgin on screen, this is one of your better chances. What?
Discussing.
That's a criteria I look for in a movie. When I go in, I'm like, this is pretty good. I just hope that actress is a virgin.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. So fucking weird. We got some other Warner Brothers stuff here. In case you missed it, Warner Brothers plans to release 12 to 14 theatrical films a year. So 1 to 2 Warner Brother tentpoles, 1 to 2 DC studio films, 3 to 4 new line releases, including horror. Now, the horror movies will probably get shuffled in months with other films because horror movies have their own lane, and they're going to do good. I don't really think horror movies have much competition when they come out. Like they're just going to be good or they're not going to do good.
I have a question. What's an example of a temple?
Tent pole?
Yeah, temple.
It is a franchise leader. Like it's a movie that lifts up other movies. So, for example, like a James Bond franchise or John Wick or something like that.
Gotcha. So like Harry Potter, and
Dune,
stuff like
Harry Potter, yeah, things like that.
And I'm curious what this post considers a modest budget if it's using that exact verbiage.
I would say modest by today's standards is like 50 to 75 million, probably.
I mean, it depends on what you're making too. So, like, I don't think there's an end all be all like constant answer for that.
Well, I would say that horror movies are typically modestly budgeted. To be honest,
generally,
yeah.
Blumhouse Studios makes money hand over fist because they make everything cheap.
Horror movies are very lucrative. Studios have said, I think it was I want to say Paramount. Which studio was it last year? There was a quote from someone that said that horror movies that have a good following typically make anywhere from 5 to 10 times their budget back, which is pretty incredible.
Statement?
I don't remember who it was. I just remember somebody saying 5 to 10 times, and I was like, that's pretty crazy. But you look at some stuff, and it's true. Like the horror movies are so inexpensive to make.
Yeah.
They make so much money back in return. I will say this: movies in general, and I've talked about it before. Those mid-range like comedies or procedural films that used to go into theaters that are now pretty much direct to streaming movies. That is a big hit to the ecosystem of films, like theaters. I mean. Because so many of them get shoveled, like the Adam Sandler stuff that's on Netflix, that kind of stuff would have been made for movie theaters back in the day.
Well, I mean, part of the reason why those horror ones are like on the modestly budget side too is, I mean, like I know this because like I've seen people do it. You can make like a lot of your fake blood just with like juice and syrup and combine that in a thing. Like there are literally at-home do-it-yourself recipes to make fake movie blood. So you can do all that for like a couple dollars and it's nothing. And then you just have those effects done however you're doing it, whether you're having it thrown onto your actor or whether it's like going to fall onto them or whatever it may be. It's really easy to come up with. So that saves so much more money than, like buying it off of some dark website that you probably wouldn't want to go on in the first place.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so let's talk about, I did a video about this today, but I want to talk about it together as a group, and I didn't know if Darren wanted to chime in on this because I'm not sure if Darren's watched the series or not, but he might even be AFK right now. But I want to talk about this this cancel Netflix stuff right now that's going on with Elon Musk and libs of TikTok. So
I literally just watched your video on this before the stream.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of a bigger, like a bigger explanation for this. It's not really a reaction to side scrollers, but Elon Musk is telling people to cancel Netflix for the health of your children due to the 2022 animated kid series Dead End Paranormal Park having a trans character. I want to be very clear here. This series is based on a young adult book. So the creator saw it as a young adult series. It is not their call on what these things get rated when they go onto Netflix. There's a separate committee that comes up with ratings for shows. And then you can challenge those ratings, but typically they just go with whatever the committee's ratings are. I think it's like children's monitoring something committee. It's not a government ran committee. It's a self-regulating committee within Hollywood, basically.
It's like the film TV equivalent of like ESRB.
Pretty much. But his novels are basically meant for people like 12 and up. But on the TV side, there's not a category for that age group. So something's either going to get categorized slightly younger or slightly older, depending on what it is. And so I guess according to Netflix, this fell into a slightly younger category. It doesn't really matter to me. I just want to be very precise about this, that it's a young adult series that was turned into a cartoon. So I just need to be very clear on that. Young adult stuff covers adult topics, but they do it in a way that's designed for a slightly younger audience. That's just pretty much what it is. Like Hunger Games, Harry Potter, all of these things would be considered like young adult stuff.
Yeah.
So Hamish here, who I do follow on Twitter, he's had to lock his account. It's probably going to be a very odd day of pushing creator Hamish Steele wrote on Must Share Day post accusing Netflix of pushing pro-transgender on children. That word pushing is doing heavy fucking lifting in this. It's probably the heaviest lifting. It's just a trans character in a series. And claiming the show is being promoted on Netflix Kids now. The creator fired back at the last post by writing, "It's not all lies is later. Netflix is not promoting at the moment." And that's true. The show has been off the air since 2023.
I was about to mention that. Yeah.
So it was canceled after the second season. They had a third season planned, but it didn't go out. It didn't follow through on it. So it's canceled in 2023, and it's buried on Netflix. Like, if you want to find this, you have to literally look for it specifically. It's not something that shows up in the promoted category. It says a few hours after Musk posted canceled Netflix, Steele told his Blue Sky followers that he would be taking a social media break. "I'll just say today is much, much worse, and I'm going to basically be on the down low foreseeable. My apologies." The really crazy thing about this is Hamish doesn't really make cartoons. He's a book person. He makes novels and comic books. So he goes to conventions to sell his young adult and adult-oriented comic books. And now he's got to deal with the fact that he's had a huge target put on him because of this. And I don't think this is the real reason. I think people like Libs of TikTok and Elon know that it puts a target on a creator, and they do that specifically to fuck with their livelihood. Because there's no reason to go after a show that's not even on the air anymore.
That's technically probable cause for defamation of character. Like,
well, it's libel because he called him a groomer too.
Well,
Elon called the guy a groomer.
Like, not only is it libel, but like I was saying, that's probable cause for defamation right there, interfering with someone's livelihood.
So, but how do you go after Elon? You know what I mean? Legally, how do you go after him? It's almost impossible. You're not going to, but if you were to go after Elon for this legally and he thought there was a chance that he would get in trouble, he would just throw money at it and get it dismissed.
Yeah.
He's too rich to have any sort of repercussions for this. This is why the government couldn't even hold him accountable. That's why when he was fighting with the government, they didn't even want to fight with him. This is why people that are as wealthy as him are problematic, because the average person can't do anything about it. This is why usually CEOs don't engage in this kind of stuff. Now, as a parent, as someone who has had kids and grandkids and stuff, if you don't want them watching something or engaging in something, you have to be very proactive in doing what you can to stop that. And if you feel like a service like Netflix isn't doing that, you have every right to either not watch Netflix or block it from, your kids being able to watch it. But I think going after the creator of the series on a show that was canceled 3 years ago that he had no control over the rating system on is really fucking disgusting.
No.
Calling him a groomer with literally no proof whatsoever. It's crazy to me.
I hate to say it, but that word has basically lost all meaning.
Oh, absolutely.
They just use it forever. It's become the new internet insult. Like, if I don't like you, it's like calling somebody a duty head now. Like, they just
all internet insults that are memeable lose their meaning to the point where we're not even engaging in a real conversation about it. You know what I mean? Like when you call someone that outside of the internet, for example, if he were to go to work for someone, like do a book for somebody, they would say, "Oh, no, this person messes with kids," because they might not be on the internet. They've just heard it, people saying it. Whereas we know for a fact that that's not necessarily what they mean by it. It's just an insult. But the general public outside of the internet, the people that don't live in this space, might see it another way. That's why I think it's so dangerous. Yeah. Because it's gotten to that point, And it's so disheartening to me because, like, there's no point in any of this. What this tells me, and the reason why I'm even bringing this up, is we have reached a point on social media where all of the quote unquote woke stuff that was coming out for these people to go after has disappeared. The well has dried up. There's nothing new coming out that they can complain about yet. We still have a Marvel project this year they might complain about with Wonder Man. But right now, like, it's dried up. So they're going back and they're digging up stuff that isn't even being promoted anymore, that it doesn't even have new seasons coming out. Next thing you know, they'll be complaining about Terminator and Aliens, and the woke agenda behind those movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if there's a woman in a prominent role, they're going to complain and say it's woke.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me. We had some super chats here. Where's it at? Oh, Naruto, the $5 super chat. Did you know the original Paranormal Activity movie was made? Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, all of those OG movies were made on shoestring budgets. Found footage is extremely cheap to make for most places.
I mean,
except for
I was gonna say Chronicle.
Yeah, Chronicle. That was the one that was probably the most expensive.
Yeah.
Most found footage is pretty cheap to make because it's all psychological. Very little of it is really is a really big deal, if that makes any sense, in terms of like the actual production budget or whatever. Let's see here. Is any other comments about that? I see stop from Jason, but I don't know what that means. Did somebody say something?
Stop and get some help, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Canada Graphs is chiming in about the free tickets. That isn't true. Been to a couple movies I saw for free that I regret putting my time out for. Fair enough.
Me too.
Fair enough.
See, I never regret it. I always say I love going to the movies if it's a good movie, if it's a bad movie, because I wouldn't know it's a bad movie if I didn't go.
That's true.
I just
Fan Force Tech for me.
I say everything's worth seeing on the big screen too. People always say to me, "Is it big screen worthy?" I go, "Is it a movie?" Yes, then it is. See it the way the filmmakers intended.
Oh, so I think I probably mentioned this before, but when we went to see Blair Witch for the first time as a group of friends, we didn't know it wasn't real because the advertising for it at that point in time was pretty good about making sure that they didn't let it out that this was a produced film because the actors were unknowns and they weren't doing interviews and there was no promotion from the actors. They really promoted it as a quote unquote found footage film.
Trailers made that movie look like it was going to be awesome, and then it wasn't.
Well, but did you see it in theaters when it came out, Jake?
No.
Okay. No, when it came out,
wait, no, hold on. What year did that come out?
Because it was 99, same summer as Star Wars Phantom Menace.
I did see that when it came out in theaters, but I didn't see Blair Witch when it came out.
How old would you have been in 99?
Like 4.
Okay, so yeah, the cultural energy around this movie, whether you like it or not, seeing it in a theater with all of that, not knowing if it's real. When I tell you, people walked out of the movie dead silent when we went to see it.
I'm not shocked.
We walked out of there because the last shot of that movie, sorry, spoilers for Blair Witch, is you see the person in the corner after the witch attacks them in this basement, and that is the end of the film. Like the camera drops to the ground and then it just fades out after that. And going into a theater where people thought it was a documentary and not a produced movie, people were dead quiet walking out of that theater. We came home and we were shook for 2 or 3 days after that movie because we didn't know. And then years later, we find out that it was fake. It's like, what? Blair Witch wasn't real and they're doing a sequel? Hell no. And then the sequel was hot garbage. Well, no, I would say hot garbage.
I gotta disagree there. I love the sequel.
Yeah, some people like it. Yeah,
I actually don't like the first one, but I love the sequel.
Yeah, I don't think the first one was a good movie in the sense of a movie. You know what I mean? I don't think it was well done in that way, but it did sort of create this universe we have now of found footage movies and TV shows and stuff like that. All right, what do we got here? Had something else. Rob Liefeld. Let me look at my notes. What am I forgetting?
By the way, I think the sequel to Blair Witch was the only sequel to ever come out that opens with Siskel and Ebert reviewing the first movie.
Wait, what was that? Say it again.
Blair Witch 2. I think it was the only sequel ever to open with Siskel and Ebert reviewing the original film.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's probably on YouTube somewhere.
So I guess I made I guess my family made the better choice that weekend. Whenever we saw that theater, because I think Phantom Menace was my first movie I saw in theaters. So I guess maybe that was the better choice than Blair Witch. I don't know.
Oh, it was 100%. 100%. All right. So the reason I saved this is because I wanted to talk about what this could mean. James Mangold has signed an overall deal with Paramount to develop, direct, and produce movies for the studio. This typically means no work for anybody else unless they gave him like a open contract where he can do other things.
I mean, I would
He said
assume
he
that-
is.
I would assume that's the case because he's, at least for the moment, still attached to Swamp Thing, still attached to a Star
Yeah.
Wars project.
That's let me just tell you, you know how rare that is?
Yeah.
That's very rare for a studio who wants a high profile director or writer for them to go, we want to pay you X amount of money to do work for us, but you can also do work for other people.
All
Yeah.
right, pull up Captain's comment.
Let's see.
He made the Wolverine and Logan. Just for examples.
Yeah, no, I think it came out that he is going to be doing, like, he is still connected to Marvel and
Until I see
he's
him
in
do
Star
something
Wars.
for another studio, I'm going to assume that this is just still negotiating for him.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched the show The Studio, you get a little taste in that of how it works when you're a producer or a director in Hollywood and you want to do other stuff. It's not super easy to get them to sign off on that.
I do wonder if one of those two projects aren't, if he isn't going to continue with both. I'm
He may have put it in his contract. He may have said, "Look, I'm already doing very early work on these films. I got to finish that out."
Well, I feel like there's no rush on the Star Wars project, so that can be put on a hiatus for a bit because you have Mando and Grogu coming out. They're working on the Rey movie, so that can be delayed a little bit.
Stray Bean says they reviewed Gremlins and Gremlins 2, but not at the start. Really?
Well, that was Leonard Maltin. That was Leonard Maltin who reviewed Gremlins and Gremlins 2, but it wasn't his actual original review. It was a bit for the movie. In Blair Witch, they were showing, because it was the premise of Blair Witch 2 was that the first movie came out, and now people who saw the movie were going to the woods. So they had a montage where they were showing the public reacting to the first movie, and they showed the actual clip of Siskel and Ebert reviewing the film.
Interesting. Then Chris says, I loved every one of his films I've seen. Love Mangold. Yeah, he's somebody they really, really want to get in on some of the movies.
Yeah, he was, like he was 2 for 2 in my opinion on comic movies. So I think it's a good thing that Gunn's wanting him to do things on his side.
Yeah. Anthony says, I believe it until I see if they make another Gremlin movie.
They
They're supposed to. Yeah, as far as I know. All right, we have some quick. I want to just mention this here. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, man, Phoebe Cates in that movie. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think we talked about this. I had it bookmarked, though. The Mr. Miracle animated series.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so the series is set to feature Darkseid as the antagonist, Highfather, Light Ray Orion, and Funky Flashman. Who is that character, Funky Flashman?
I kind of like a promoter.
I haven't heard that name in a minute.
Yeah.
It will adapt the Tom King and Mitch Gerard's Mr. Miracle series, which I'm very excited about that because that's a great series. Castings are currently happening. Is this in or not in the DCU? Does anybody know for sure?
You've had no confirmation
No.
either way. Nothing's confirmed.
I mean, it would make sense if it is because gods and monsters, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
Like if you're dealing with the new gods like Orion and that whole cast, it would make sense if it is.
Yeah.
So I really wonder if this is going to be like the Eternals, considering they're kind of the opposite sides of the coin in terms of their design and stuff. It's got a very similar design style.
I don't know. I mean, well, the whole basis from the Eternals and Marvel Comics, like anybody who read the material that they were in, you look at it and you go, "Oh wait, these guys are assholes. I don't want to root for them. These guys are terrible."
No. I don't mean like personality wise. I mean just the vibe, like the look of them, the design aesthetic of all of it. It's very similar because of it being like Jack Kirby.
To a degree, I guess.
So if this is the DCU, will this mean we get a Darkseid that is the same Darkseid in all universes? Because
I wouldn't mind if they brought Ray Porter back.
You want Ray Porter's dark side?
I said I wouldn't mind if they.
Oh,
I would not mind.
Is there anybody else you'd want to see play dark side other than Ray Porter? Because you know he's probably going to be all CGI anyway. Like,
I
Josh Brolin.
No, I don't think so.
I was joking. Because he was there.
John DiMaggio. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because you said you wouldn't mind. I thought maybe you had somebody in mind. I mean to put you on the spot there.
Well, so there were two people that have already played characters in other DC projects, but for some reason these two are popping out in my mind right now. The first thing I thought of was Michael Cudlitz, honestly.
Really?
That was the first name that popped into my head.
That's an interesting choice. I probably would have never said that.
Yeah. Shut your damn mouth.
Hey, listen. You got the balls to yell like that in front of Superman. I know you don't know it's Superman, but still, that, and the fact that he actually shut up made it funny.
All right, we're gonna watch the trailer for Frankenstein in just a second. By the way, I don't know if anybody's seen that or
Somebody said
not.
Keith David too. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I never read this Tom King run. But I love
so
Mr.
good.
Miracle though. Like I love Mr. Miracle, and my favorite run of Mr. Miracle was J.M. DeMatteis in the 90s when Barda and Scott moved to a suburban town called Bailey, New Hampshire to be like normal people. And their next door neighbors like were always trying to figure out like it was like the Kravitzes on Bewitched, like what the hell's going on next door.
Yeah. Lee Pace from Foundation and from Guardians of the Galaxy would probably do really well too. I like him a lot, but I think he would play a better Bruce Wayne Batman, in my opinion. Before we watch the Frankenstein trailer, I want to briefly talk about this. So after all the stuff that happened with Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon plans to keep my head down and avoid politics on the Tonight Show. We hit both sides equally. So he has basically decided that he's going to be quiet, essentially. Because he's worried. And this is exactly why what the FCC did is so dangerous, because we have people who are now saying, I am purposely going to censor myself so I don't have to deal with this. I'm not going to say he has to do anything. He's his own person. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. But this is why Jimmy Kimmel's speech hit so much harder when he said it's bigger than just my show, because the show doesn't really mean anything. It's the fact that this show gets to exist. And Jimmy Fallon's going, oh, by the way, I'm just going to shut the fuck up and play both sides on this. Both sides it. I thought this was kind of disgusting, in my opinion. And Michael here, the first response goes, he either avoids politics or hits both sides equally. Which is it? Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that based on what he said.
I don't like the fact that he said it. Doing it's one thing, but coming out and announcing that this is your game plan. I don't think he's ever been very political like that. Yeah. You don't go to the Fallon show expecting, and I don't know, maybe I can't fault him for that. You know, you play to your strengths. If that's not what your strength is,
I agree with that. I don't think he should jump into it or do it if it's not his thing. I agree with that.
But I wouldn't have come out and said this. I would have just do what you're going to do. Don't make it a press statement about it.
Agreed. Yeah, that I think that gives the other side a lot of power. I think it gives.
Do you think he was paid money behind the scenes to say this? Because the thing is, we had just won a big free speech victory, and then this week he's like, "But I'm not going to do it." You know what I mean?
I think like 5 years ago, I would have been like, "Yeah, that's fine." But I think when your brothers in the entertainment business are currently fighting for their right to speak their mind, this kind of feels like a diminishment on that statement where it's just like, yeah, I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to whatever. It's like, just don't say anything. Just like, don't say you're doing that. And no one would think that you're going to be doing that. Like no one would. It is a bit strange.
You're absolutely right. If it's not your thing and it's not something that you do, why even say it? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of the thing. I agree with both what you guys are saying. All right, so let's do this, and then we're going to get into the Peacemaker stuff, which is the trailer for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which I'm so fucking excited for this movie. And that first teaser we got, I was all in on it. So I don't know if this trailer does more than what the teaser did in terms of like the level of excitement, I guess, that I'm looking for. But I want to see this on the big screen. I think it's going to be incredible. And I really hope that this like kicks off a proper like universe of monsters in the Del Toro world.
It'd be
So
hilarious if 2 years in a row my movie of the year is a monster movie, because last year Nosferatu was my favorite. So.
oh, that was such a good movie. Here we go.
My maker told his tale. And I will tell you mine.
I still can't believe this is a Netflix movie, to be honest.
I remember pieces,
Oh my God, so gross.
memories of different men. And I saw it. Your name. Victor Frankenstein. My creator. I demand a single grace from you. If you are not to award me love, then I will indulge in rage. Now, run.
Oh, this looks so good to me. Oh my God. It looks so good to me. Is anybody else seeing it in theaters, or are they going to watch it at home?
Oh, definitely in theaters.
Oh my gosh. I'm still shocked this is a Netflix film. Because I've seen some pretty good Netflix movies, right? I don't think Netflix has some okay films, right? This is the first one that feels to me like they're really stepping into like a real artistic direction in my mind. Is there another one I'm forgetting besides this one? Because I know them as like the adult comedies, romance type films with a few action movies that are okay here and there. I can't think of one. Maybe Knives Out.
They did Del Toro's Pinocchio a couple of years ago, which
I forgot about that.
I didn't care for his take on the story, but the animation was beautiful. It was just, it couldn't have looked better.
I'm really excited for that. Well, you know, and I know Ronan's not here, but I think Ronan said this is his most anticipated movie this year.
Yeah. Oh, he loves Del Toro.
So that's pretty cool. All right. So with that being said,
Are we doing Liz first or Peacemaker first?
we're gonna do I don't know, what would you guys rather do?
I don't know. You seem
You don't care about Peacemaker spoilers.
Well, I was gonna say you really seem like you want to get the Peacemaker stuff out of your system.
Well, I do, because I only have a certain amount of time before we have to go, and I feel like if we have to like shorten the list, we can or whatever.
Either way,
but I'm gonna put the spoiler thing at the bottom. Then we'll do the piece. Is everybody here that wants to talk about Peacemaker seen Peacemaker? Because I know you're not watching it, Jake, and I know 3Dub's not watching it.
I've seen it.
Okay, Joe, I'm pretty sure you've seen it too, right?
Oh yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
All right. So here's the deal, guys. This is going to be at the bottom of the screen, scrolling while we talk about it. If you want to mute us and then come back when we do our list, which is the movie sequel stuff, we can do that. But I'm going to leave this rolling at the bottom of the screen for now. Ronan has joined us.
What's up, y'all?
You just missed us watching the Frankenstein trailer. You want to give us your thoughts on the trailer? Like what you think of it?
Ironically enough, I told myself I'm not gonna watch any more trailers because we're 2 weeks
All right.
away, and
I respect it.
I want to wait to see all that glory shots on the big cinema.
I cannot wait to watch it. I've already got
That-
my theater ready to go. What was it, Jake?
Doesn't say that's why. If you noticed when you started playing the trailer, I went off and muted because I was doing the exact same thing.
Oh, really?
I
Same.
didn't
All right.
want to see or hear it.
Well, you guys, I think it's going to be a great movie. So
I'm really
so.
excited for it. Yeah.
All right, Stray Beans, I understand. We're only going to talk about this for about 25 minutes ish, and then we're going to do our list here. You have Ronan's Peacemaker reaction queued up. All right, so tonight's Peacemaker episode was the penultimate episode. It was around 34 minutes with credits, so it was about a 30-minute episode
That's
in total.
short.
Yeah, I felt like it was a little short as well because of the context we were going into. Before I get into a lot of my detailed thoughts, I think everything in the episode was done extremely well, like in terms of acting, directing. Even though I don't agree with how things played out, I think the script, the way they wrote it, worked out exactly the way they wanted it. No one did a bad job. I think all of the pacing and the editing, all of that was done really, really well.
Yeah.
So I don't have much of a problem with that.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Oh no, I agree. It just, to me, nitpick is like, John and Eagerly, thinking they're lethal weapon. It's like they're not. So that's stuff like, all right, cool, whatever. And initially, when we'll get to it, when Leota and another character unite and they're having a moment to like talk about stuff, at first I was worried because I'm like, oh no, we're getting yucks. And like, no, it was actually a good, deep character, personal conversation. And I'm like, kudos. I'm like, all right, keep it going. But yeah, please let it be more than 40 minutes per episode, please, without credits, por favor. But continue.
Yucks in a James Gunn project? What?
Well,
I know.
The other thing about the Eagly stuff is Eagly was acting particularly stupid most of this like his time in the other world. I wonder if his powers are affected by being somewhere else. Like, is he just a regular eagle when he's not on Earth 1? Because he was just basically looking for food the whole time until the very end of the episode.
He does like baloney.
That's true.
Maybe he's trying to recharge. Maybe he went Super Saiyan. Now he's trying to recharge to go Super Saiyan again.
I'm just wondering if he can't communicate with other birds outside of Earth 1.
Maybe he doesn't identify as an eagle.
Maybe he identifies as a duck. I don't know.
I feel like I can't even take that seriously because I don't know how
and
why it works. You know what I mean? It's like I can't address the logic of something that they haven't explained to me yet.
Because it doesn't even seem like the characters know.
Well, because Eagly sometimes acts like he's aware of what's being done around him, and then other times he's just a bird. So it's really difficult.
You see Gunn has a habit of doing animals that way, because if you think about it, Crypto was kind of the same way.
Yeah, but then Rocket was totally like 100% a anamorphic creature. So he's done animals both ways. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Whatever. But and I broke my own rule. I watched the spoiler for next week, and I'm not going to say what it is here. But based on what I saw with the spoiler, that's what made me disappointed about this week's episode, because I think that what Paigey said about James Gunn not going both feet in on this was exactly what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
And I think there was so many missed opportunities in this episode to tackle some of the subject matter that were completely left out of the episode. And I wanted, and look, this isn't me. Again, I said everything they did in the episode that they intended to do, they did really well. So this is simply what I wanted out of the episode as a viewer. So I'm just putting that out there. This is my criticism based on what I wanted out of the episode. I don't think they adequately showed how bad it is for minority people in that universe for us to truly connect with why it's so bad. I think there was a lot of assumptions with the show when that episode was made, that Nazi Earth equals bad would be something that universally is understood. And I don't think they accomplished that in the episode.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
Yes. Especially with what they do this week, where like one of the only people we actually know are like, oh wait, that's actually a good person, and they're like, they aren't affected by this. So it's like, what's the point? And again, like
I have even more criticism about that. Are you talking about Augie, about August?
Yes.
I have a whole separate criticism for that. But like, for example, and anybody who wants to chime in, jump in. Until I get to the Augie stuff, I'm totally good with like ping-ponging here. But like the stuff with Ads, right? So Ads is running away. Judo Master saves her. We have no idea what was going on with him. He just kind of shows up out of nowhere. It's like, I've been hiding out or whatever. Fair enough. He's a side supporting character that doesn't really have too much of a storyline at the moment. But he just kind of shows up. The people on this earth, we know now for sure that it was World War II, which we expected, and that the world has been occupied with a Nazi rule since World War II on Earth X, which tracks with everything we thought. Mm-hmm. Okay. When Ads was running through the neighborhood and everyone drops everything to chase her in this like really weird zombie-like way, we don't really understand, like, are black people just escaping all the time? And that's what the neighborhoods do, is they mobilize and hunt them down. Like, there was no context on why that was the reaction to her doing that, other than the fact that they're usually locked up in prison. Okay, fair enough. But do people just immediately mobilize when they see a black person? And why?
Yeah.
Like, we don't understand why, why would you go after someone that you assume is dangerous? You know what I mean? Just random people, moms and little kids running after this black. I didn't understand that at all, and it wasn't well explained in the episode.
No, it felt very, very Looney Tunes to me. It felt very slapsticky, which again I don't love with such dark source material on such a serious subject matter. And like, you are right, where it's like
I was like, are they zombies or are they people? Why did they jump in the water? They could have surrounded her while she was in the water. Yeah. It made no sense.
And it's also, I don't think that realistic that they're running after her in the first place. Like, if there was I don't know, I'm going in a neighborhood, like if I'm living in a neighborhood and like an ogre just pops in and like that ogre is dangerous, I'm gonna be like, yeah, call the police.
You would call the police, right? Yeah, you would call someone.
Chasing them.
That's what I mean. Like, why were they mobilizing that way? What is the protocol for that? Why did that happen? Now, at the end of the episode, it was a very striking image, but then there was no payoff because she gets rescued by Judo Master, and then they just hide out for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And play Scrabble, whatever it is, in this person's house. And I'm like, okay, that's funny, but you're not showing what they're actually. Oh, they're locked up somewhere. Show us that. Show us why it's as bad as it is. You're not even really telling us at this point. Yeah. And then there's no payoff with the Sons of Liberty. There's literally no payoff for that whatsoever. We find out that Vigilante 2 is associated with them, but what does that organization even look like now on this earth? What does that even look like?
I gotta wait with that one in case maybe we circle back around next week's episode. But at this point, I am terrified that they're not. Like, if this is it, if we're done with Earth 2, I almost think the season's been a waste. I think they've wasted a lot. I
cannot tell you how emotionally angry I was at the end of the episode, because we were sitting around with friends watching it, and there was like a big disconnect between like several people. Some people were okay with it, myself and other people were not. And I'm like, look, I'm not saying it's bad in the sense that they didn't complete the episode in a way that makes sense within the story they're telling.
Yeah.
But I feel, as a marginalized person, you used us as a plot device, and then you didn't pay it off with anything meaningful whatsoever.
They have to go back.
I'm
sorry. They have to go back.
I don't think he was very successful in it, but I think James Gunn was trying to have a commentary on the world we're in now, in that line about, I saw my doppelganger, and what a dark world he must come from.
But the thing about that is that makes no sense based on the speech that he makes in front of the team.
Yeah.
Because in front of the team, he makes it seem like he's fighting evil in his world. It's like, so your world's not good either. So what did that comment even mean in the context of the show?
Like I said, I don't think he was too successful with it. I think that's what he was going for. And also, Ad says to Judo Master when they're playing the game, like, is it really all that different from ours? Like, I think that's what he was going for. I think he was trying to say, like, hey, this looks bad, but this is kind of where we are.
I just don't think he nailed it.
Yeah,
I don't think he nailed it.
Only, like, again, if next, like, in the ideal situation for me right now, they're over here, things are good. Kind of not good because of what happens at the end, obviously, but like the end of next week's episode, they have to be like, we have to go back, we have to try and fix this, we have to help them. That's the only way this works for me, because if we are done, too much unresolved, they left an entire world under a corrupt ruling. I don't know how I'd possibly watch these characters again.
So Earth X storyline in Arrowverse tackled this in a way where the intention was to save people. That was the intention. This group of people were so selfish with this situation. And look, I don't know if there would have been any way to fix it in that moment, but like you said, Darren,
they have to go back. Yeah.
Well, the only other thing we could say is if the world gets cut off and they can't go back, then there's no, you know what I mean? There's no way for them to resolve it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily like the whole Arrowverse angle where they went about making the Nazis sympathetic. I don't know if I liked that.
Well, then you're going to hate this because let's get into Augie. Let's get into this shit because this really, 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 really pissed me off. And I'm going to explain why. Maybe I'm wrong. I want to talk through it. Chat, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Anybody wants to chime off on this. I don't need to feel sorry for somebody who is helping a Nazi government because they don't think they can do enough.
Damn it, they did it too.
Feel sorry for that. Yes, they made it so he's like, I'm doing what I can with the cards I was dealt, and I'm just going to work along with this corrupt police department and Nazi government as a superhero and do absolutely nothing because you probably don't do anything in your world either. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he immediately gets killed by Vigilante after saying this, meaning that we will never know if he actually meant what he was saying or if he was just doing it to get favor from the people in the group. We don't know because now he is dead.
Yeah, Go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, like, in the moment at least, like, I read it as like, oh, he's part of the resistance. Like that's what they were kind of building to, which I would really like that, especially as a contrast to his character in season 1. Like I was really vibing with the character, and then they kill him off instantly, and I was like, it's too early for that.
But it's such a weird mix of emotions, though. My problem is, and Ronan, I'm gonna let you go. Sorry, it's such a mix of emotions for me because, like, you have this white savior complex guy preaching to minorities that them wanting better is a problem because you don't do enough in your world. And that it's okay for him to be part of a system of supremacy because that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird thing to have an old white guy preaching to a bunch of marginalized people that everything should be okay. Then you kill him immediately after saying this. So we don't even get to process what it is that he's done and what he said. And now we'll never know. And this is a huge catalyst for why Chris Peacemaker feels the way he feels at the end of the episode.
That
these
works.
Characters you're supposed to connect with.
That works so much better if he gets to come back from it, right? I really do. I think I would have really liked is that's how he's lived his life in fear. He's known what's right, but he's not strong enough to fight against it. And when Peacemaker comes in, he's like, "Oh, you guys are right. I need to help stand up against this." Like that should be the arc, but he doesn't really get the chance to do that. He doesn't get the chance to have that full arc. Which is why I think it's disappointing they killed him off.
Ronan,
I wasn't a fan of that.
Ronan, what were you going to say? Sorry,
Ronan.
No, it's all good. This is good because I watched the episode and I dug the episode a lot. But
Me too.
I was saying, man, this on a personal stuff, just character stuff, this is working really good because, man, Augie isn't a full-on Nazi. And from just the angle of fathers and sons, this is working for me. Like, I'm like, and I didn't see this one coming. I for sure thought that like Keith was gonna be the one that was gonna lean in and be like, "Dad, we should help Chris. Like he's he's my brother still. He's still your son." So this flip was like, I didn't see this going this way.
Yeah. Same.
And it was, for me at least, it was like heartbreaking that like, wow, he got killed immediately after, and the last thing that like Chris could say in front of him was like, I don't think he was a Nazi. I don't think he was a Nazi. Saying again from a character point of view, heartbreaking, because you're like, wow, more trauma to this dude. He found a version of his dad that like he could have connected with, and like both could have learned from experience and be like, you know what, we should be able to do better.
Right.
But it was taken away from him. But as we were, I was reviewing it, and like, I'm like, yeah, people are not gonna dig it, and also I'm interested to see what I missed or what I feel like could have been spent time more if we didn't have a 30-minute run. And like, I look at it now and I'm like, yeah, James is trying to say that, like, listen, there's blue and red, the people in the middle, which I'm like, sure, cool, you can say that with the angles of the Smiths, cool, you can say that angle, but if you're saying something like, what, maybe our Earth isn't too dissimilar from this one, well, you can at least enhance in both perspectives. Like, this right now isn't good, and it potentially will get worse. Again, I'm not trying to get too meta, but things aren't looking on the uppity up. So there was an opportunity here to do a full on. It's fucking Marvel, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. In a full on X-Men moment of an allegory of like you're symbolizing a portion of people that don't get symbolized, but making notice that like we shouldn't settle for less. We should look to improve stuff on better, which again, to me, again, I understand your criticism and I think they're valid, but something that's moment of like Augie saying, don't call me that. I don't agree with that. I'm doing the best I can. But also him admitting that like, I admire you to Jennifer. I admire you that you're probably able to do more than I am. But then again, a good contrast, like what Eric and what Darren have been saying, is like, well, you can do better. I mean,
well, he attacked cops. He did it to save them. So clearly he's making a choice. He is making a logical choice for him to not engage with them, except when he thinks it's important. In this sense, was like rescuing Peacemaker in this.
But I also like the notion that like I was like, wait a minute, why is she shooting the cops?
Yeah.
And then him saying like, hey, first thing you gotta know, all the cops aren't really good guys. I'm like, whoa, that's a whole nother commentary that like James wanted to say.
We never even really get into it because it happens so late in the episode.
But also, it's also him trying to like, well, sure, but like, it's also him trying to also say that like, listen, I can't trust the authorities, and we're gonna deal with this as a family here and let it all out on the card table. I think. But again, valid point.
It makes sense he would do something like that because you saw what he did in Creature Commandos by showing that the justice system was really fucked in some ways.
I want to address, before we move on, I want to address this comment. It's been on screen for a moment. There were minorities in that scene. Women are minorities under a fascist government, and Peacemaker is bisexual. So there were minorities in that scene. There were two people directly affected by that.
Is this the episode that Gunn kept praising, saying it was one of his favorites?
Last week's episode.
So it's next week's episode and the 6th episode. I get what you're saying, Eric. I just feel like because there was in this world Jennifer who was going with stuff, that's why I think even Sean or even I didn't look at it that way. Like, to me, what I would have been nice is like if Danielle, if Yoda Yadabai had shown up and like, yo, speak up, like get your point across. And not only her,
I would have much preferred for them to be there. But under a fascist government, even if it looked like it, women are not treated equally.
That's and like again, I dug the episode, but I'm also hearing you guys' thoughts. I'm like, this also is, I'm not gonna say dangerous, but it was a missed opportunity to say that, like, and again, James wrote this a while back, so I'm assuming he was very hopeful that stuff would be different by now. But like,
I think for me there were some mistakes that could have been corrected that would have fixed it. Like killing Augie off. I think he wanted that emotional moment with Chris seeing his father being killed after he says he's not a Nazi. But the problem is, we as the viewers do not get to actually understand what that means because the show has not shown us what Nazis are in this world. We've only heard about it. Explain to me in the series where we ever saw them doing anything that seemed like being Nazis other than chasing ads down the street.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, maybe probably James was just affecting. Well, everybody knows what a Nazi is, and it's like the sad part is that a lot of people don't know the difference or are willing to ignore stuff that's very fascist, very authoritarianism, and like Yeah, it's man, it's a double-edged sword with that one.
There was a big
They
mural
only
of
go
Hitler
with-
on the wall in Argus, like a big mural of Hitler
So
on the wall in Argus.
That was
I was fascinated because
What?
we got to see. Well, here's the thing: both a mural of Hitler and Mein Kampf copies.
Yeah.
So, in one regard, you're going, "What are they doing?" But in the regards, I say, for the whole time, James was showing us our perspective through Chris's eyes, and how he ignorantly, and how can you not see that? Which, in some regards, I respect that. Like, yo, this guy was too ignorant enough to, by all the eye candy, that he missed like literally signs right in front of you.
Well, let me just throw this out there. They could have done this exact storyline without making it a Nazi Earth. All they had to do was make Argus corrupt. If they would have made Argus corrupt in this world,
Like
they
Hydra?
could have told the same. Yeah, they could have told the same story.
Okay.
I got it. Again,
We never saw anything Nazi until this episode, and it was like 5 seconds of the episode. We could have told the same story. Lex Luthor could have been the allegory for a fascist ruler. They could have had him in charge. They could have had him going after minority people. They could have done anything they wanted. James chose to put swastikas on the flag. He chose to put Hitler on the wall, and literally we saw nothing other than this is a Nazi Earth.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's valid.
again, it comes down to what they do next week for me. Because if we are continuing the story next week, which I don't think we are, next season, unfortunately, that's a concern for me. Like, I need this to also be the season 3 story. Like, I can see where you could potentially go with this. The brother's still alive. What's his name? Keith. Keith is alive. Maybe season 3 is like him invading their Earth, them fighting for a while, and them ultimately teaming up together. And then they have to go back to their world and like fight against this. Like I could see that being a good season 3. I'm afraid they're not doing that though. And
So you're
if they
thinking-
don't, good. Jake.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like that. Yeah, like I could see that playing out, but also I'm like, but you should have done that in this season. It should have been a great bookend. And like, and in some regards, this felt like a season finale. Like, it feels like next week's episode is going to be an epilogue.
I know.
Darren, you're thinking it's going to be kind of like a Stranger Things bit where, like in season 2, they introduced that whole big storyline with the family, and then they never follow up on it.
Before anybody else says anything, I want to get Joe's thoughts on stuff because he's got to jump out of here. So, Joe, just any general thoughts on anything that we've been talking about? Anything you want to say about Peacemaker?
I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I think they failed to really explore what this universe means, and I kind of see where they were trying to go, but I don't think they were too successful with it. I did find the Hitler mural hilarious, just because
it was a funny sight gag.
How would you not notice that? But no, I don't think we're done with this. I think they are going to be going back there next week, because I mean they why else keep Keith alive? I think Keith's coming back next week looking for revenge. So I don't know. I think we are revisiting this again next week, and I don't know.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us, guys. Go over and check out Crazy Joe's Concession Stand and Crazy Joe's Adventures on YouTube, and give him a subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you again, Joe.
Yeah, always thanks for having me.
See you later. Let's see here. Wild Guy here said, how did you expect them to solve all this in 8 episodes that are 30 minutes long? I mean, that was one of my complaints was.
I mean, Darren's been saying it. Episodes, 4 and 5 should have been one episode, 45 minutes long, and then it gives you an extra episode of television to do something with it. Like, most of these, I see some of these amazing arcs, concepts, and you could do them in 3 episodes, but they better be hour-long episodes. I'm talking full-on Game of Thrones, Last of Us, Fallout type of style of hour television. Or if you want to do the 30 minutes cookies slices, you better get 4 episodes, so you can do four parts to tell the whole arc.
The problem is that we've already kind of dropped the ball on Earth X. They're not. I don't think we're going to see our full team go back to Earth X and like revolutionize them. I don't think that's what's going to happen. That was my main thing. What did I say last time we talked?
Yeah.
This was my main thing for the season.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how they handled using minorities as a plot point for a big story and whether or not they gave it the grace that it needed. And the answer to that is, regardless of what everybody thought of the episode, they didn't do a good job of it. I'm sorry, they just didn't, in my opinion. And you can disagree with me if you want. We did have a super chat here.
I agree.
Let's see. Cal Roswell became a new member here. Thank you, Cal, for re-upping your membership. I do appreciate it. South Texas Shark, I see your super chat. We're going to do that one in just a second. Lone Wolves, and I do want to talk about this briefly. I think this is a great super chat because I do have some thoughts on this. Just finished the episode. Hello, wow, great emotional moment, strong writing. In my opinion, seeing yelling stop it. One other better episode this season. I think everything they were told to do in the episode worked. Everything. I think all the emotional moments worked for them. I think the acting was really good. I think what they were attempting to do in that regard worked. And I think this is probably one of the better scenes of the episode was the very last part of it. Which, by the way, Vigilante sacrificing himself to save them. Do we know which Vigilante that is? Some people are saying it's Earth 1. Some people are saying it's Earth 2 Vigilante. Do we know which one it is? Are we sure that it's not our Adrian that did it?
I hope so. I like Earth 2 way more.
No, I think they said goodbye to each other. So I'm assuming the Adrian that we've been hanging out with did come back with us.
Okay. And also we know now that Rick Flag Sr. is all in for Luther. Like, he's going to be working with them. I think that stuff is the Man of Tomorrow stuff.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I think the Argus Luther stuff is what's going to carry over into Man of Tomorrow. I believe that's what we're going to see. Because none of that makes much sense outside of that.
I right now I really want Peacemaker to kind of stay on its own little island. I want to just continue telling this story because, like I've said this whole stream, like if I don't think it's too late to do this justice, right? If we are continuing to tell the story, I think there's multiple avenues that could make this a really good story and circle it all back around. I'm really hoping that we don't end the episode being like, all right, well, we're done with that storyline. I will have a fundamental issue with this entire season because I said after episode 5, I said my feelings on the season will be determined by episode 6, 7, and 8, and if they can hit the landing.
You know what's weird? Like on a character-driven personal level, the season has been going hardcore, no pun intended, and I love that. But plot-wise, concept-wise, that's where you can feel, some of the turbulence in the middle, and then the way they go about with stuff that could have been better or should have been spent more time with. It's fascinating. This season, like emotionally and character-wise, well done. But plot-wise, because you also have to handle world building and the fact that this is a corner of the DC universe, but it's part of the DC universe. That's where we've been saying it these past 2 weeks. Bookend it. Make sure that you don't have to see the next project, but if you do see the next project, it'll be ecstasy for you because you're like, I see the breadcrumbs here, and then let's see what happens when Men of Tomorrow or the next connective project to this comes about. So yeah, it's fascinating.
Crazy Cat Lady here with a $5 super chat. I hope this is not the last time we see Earth X because Peacemaker was supposed to save it. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people were expecting. And I see here Wild Guy goes, this definitely what is it? Why is Peacemaker supposed to do for a world? He's a guy with a gun and a goofy helmet. Well, that begs the question, why tell this story then? I like the actual drawing board of the season. If you know that you can't do it, if you know that it's something that you can't tackle, then tell a different story.
And if you can't save the world, you know what a lot of us also appreciate? A hero that has the mindset like, listen, if I die, I want to go down swinging.
Yeah.
So if Peacemaker were to die in this story, but he goes down swinging and takes a couple of Nazis with him, why would anybody not applaud that?
No GI Robot. I know a lot of people are saying GI Robot, but no.
I still hope so.
I have a theory now that I've been kind of rooming in.
Tell me, Darren.
Okay, so James Gunn said this week that the next time we see these characters, they will appear in another show. We have elements of Rick Flag in here. He also said that G.I. Robot may return, but it might not be in Peacemaker Season 2. what if we continue the story in Creature Commandos season 2? What if the season ends with like them telling, Argus about what's going on, and we have our team and the Creature Commandos on a mission back to Earth X to retake this Earth, and that's what Creature Commando season 2 is, and that's the main story.
I want to tackle this and then we'll move on for tonight, but not every story has to solve all of the plot's problems. False. It's a TV show. You have a plot in a TV show, you should answer the story plot in that TV show, not set it up.
Most TVs don't do it, but they should.
Right. By that logic, you should never tackle most stories. When you're the writer of a story, you can tackle it. Like, you're right. This isn't real life. Like, it's not just watching something unfold and then filming it and uploading it as reality TV. This is a story that someone sat down and wrote that they have the ability to do.
It's using elements of real life. Like, again, there's a lot of stuff that is, for a lot of us, it's hard to watch at the point because I'm like, wow, this is too meta. But that's the tools you use when you use fiction.
Yeah.
And if you don't think it's possible, go watch Twilight Zone.
Well, I mean, they could have done a million things. This is the DC universe. There could have been a million ways to fix the story, right? We talked about it. There's a lot of things that could be done to make it work. Even if he would look, as someone who was looking at how they were going to treat the marginalized people in this world that were locked up, they could have shown what that looked like, even if they couldn't save them. We could have at least seen the oppression in this world. Showing a black person running away and saying one got out, and that's your entire, like, look how bad this world is. That's the entire thing. That's nothing. Why even tell that story then? That doesn't make any sense.
And that doesn't take away, for me, that doesn't take away anything of the dialogue between Judo Master and Leota. That, like, I love those scenes, and it doesn't take away his, like, MVP moment where, he does his pull fatality move. Like, I love that, but there's more groundwork that you can go and explore and say a lot and still be concise with the show about, like, okay, we're in Earth X, fucked up, now let's deal with it and then get out of here.
Let me say this is, and I'm going to say this as politely as possible. I don't want anybody to take offense from this, but I'm going to go the fuck off and I'm going to say exactly how I'm feeling about this whole situation. Okay. We exist in a country right now where we're dealing with a government that is very oppressive. A lot of people are feeling the struggles from this in one way or another. We're dealing with the government coming down, trying to attack free speech and do all of these awful things to us. When you tackle subject matter like that in a fictional way, there is a bit of responsibility as a writer to make sure that you are doing it the right way. You're giving the middle finger to an oppressive fascist government. And I know James Gunn didn't write it word for word exactly as way things are now, but he certainly knew that's the direction we were heading. There is a responsibility if you're going to take and use marginalized communities as pawns in a story that you make sure you put your best fucking foot forward and you do the story right, period. When you do this and you drop the ball like he has done in this episode, and he makes it seem like he didn't give a fuck about any of the chess pieces that were being moved around, it is a fucking problem. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses like this is just some normal, average comic book story. This is directly and totally connected to the problems we're dealing with in the world right now. So there's a bit of responsibility when James Gunn threw all this stuff together in a story and decided to not wrap it up in a way that makes sense and makes marginalized people feel like it was worth it for them to be used as scapegoats in a fucking comic book story. So you come out here and you act like black people are locked up in cages. You come around here and you act like a gay man can't come out. He's got to stay with his wife because things are so bad. And then you don't show us what that looks like. That is a fucking problem. Period. Now, I want to move on from this, and this is no offense to Cam or anybody that feels this way about it. That doesn't mean the show is not going to be good or that it's not going to wrap up good or it's going to be a great story at the end. It is just that my opinion about the way they handled Earth X as a story was not done with a lot of concern or care. And you can take that for whatever it means. You use marginalized people as chess pieces in a board. And now I'm going to have to sit on here and make content and have people in my comment section coming in and saying, look how wonderful this world was when black people were locked in cages. Look how wonderful this world was when gay people aren't allowed to come out. Look at this wonderful world when everybody's white. That's what I have to deal with in my comment section, and a lot of people have to deal with it on social media. So it's not cool when it's not handled correctly. That is my problem with this. Does that mean that it's a bad story? No, I've already said that it wasn't. Does that mean that it was that the characters were bad? No. All of these things can exist in the same space. It's absolutely possible to have a good story that doesn't hit all the beats that I want them to. I think James Gunn dropped the ball on this one. And I think he could have done better. We have one episode left. I'm hoping that we fix it next episode, but it doesn't look like we are. Yeah. And I'm trying to rationalize it in a way that makes sense. Because he's done a better job than this. Creature Commandos did a better job of this. Look at Creature Commandos. Yeah. They handled this much, much better. There's a whole episode about G.I. Robot that is much, much better than this. That's my thoughts.
That's weird. I don't get that. Why? Like, and again, I'm not trying to bring it to Star Wars, but like, I think of Star Wars of Andor and how like whether they, and I think for a lot of them it was uncomfortable, like how too realistic it was, and how much too much stuff was like matching the real world. But that's another example of a group that was writing stuff before. I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to say it, but I'm not going to say it. But before October 7th, before the second term.
Am I living in Crazy World here? Sorry. Am I living in Crazy World? It's a story about Nazis locking black people up in cages, chasing them out and calling them a black. Like, am I living in Crazy World?
No. Feather, here, let me say this, Feather. Just because Eric feels more about this than I do, doesn't mean his take is like over exaggerated or not. Like, that's a valid take. And especially the times we're at, it's a very, very edgy cutting sword. You walk when you're dealing with this stuff, and if you really are against this stuff, you do have to like not be afraid to go all the way and bring it up, whether it's relevant or not relevant. Again, it's not an exaggeration; it's a valid point, and it's all about how people take in the story. And again, for those who don't know, spoiler alert, especially for people in the young age watching this, Nazis are bad. Fascism and authoritarianism is bad. You want proof? Go look at history. Hell, turn on the TV, listen to the radio, go outside your door.
I want to say the fact that we have people not understanding the level of danger in this is the problem with the episode, right? I don't think it was conveyed correctly. I don't think people understand what it would be like to live in a world where people are literally locked up in cages and forced to work because they are black or because they're gay. Do we not understand the level of this storytelling? Is it really like, I'm sorry, I just don't, why even tell this story if people are not even going to take it seriously?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. It's like, I feel checked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? So Lone Wolf, I don't have a problem with anybody who wants to think of it differently. The problem is we exist in a world where this shit is happening right in front of our face, which was the allegory that James was trying to tell. And the fact that people aren't getting that allegory means that he failed.
Yeah.
He failed. All of those speeches about, isn't your world just as bad? And are you doing enough in your world? All of that was meant to convey that this fascist government that we have in this world doesn't need to be reflected in the world we're in. And the fact that I'm sitting here and people aren't getting that means that he didn't do it right. I don't think he did it right. I'm sorry. I don't think he did it right.
Don't be sorry. It's a valid point of view. Like, again,
I'm not saying people like Ronan. Sorry, I just want to say this. I'm not saying that people can't have a different take. Like, I'm not saying you can't have a different take.
Exactly.
It's absolutely fine. I'm just saying that my opinion is I wanted this to be it should have hit a little bit harder, in my opinion.
You see the missed potential. You see the opportunities that weren't that were right there, that they chose to not go down that road, either consciously or subconsciously. Which is it's a whole nother topic that we can talk about, like how much of this stuff do you subconsciously or consciously are aware of? Like, it's one thing to talk to Danielle Brooks about that chase scene, which I'm happy that they did have that conversation. But if you're saying people of color, that is a whole spectrum that you need to discuss and have a convo to deal with people behind the scenes, I think. Yeah, dude. You have valid points. It's valid points. People may disagree with it, but
I'm just kind of speechless, honestly. I really am. Like, I'm kind of speechless. Like, I'm not saying that people have to dislike the episode. I think the episode was really well done. Like, I don't have any criticism about any of the stuff they did in terms of like the writing, directing. Is Jake falling asleep? Jake's asleep, isn't he?
holy shit. We caught that on 4K?
I think it is. Yeah, look, hold on.
No way. But he's with us. He's wearing the X-Men gear. He's with us.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good place to move on because this is too funny to like even continue talking about this. Shout out to Jake.
I love you, Jake.
Shout out to Jake.
Holy shit! The Wolverine game just came out.
Did it really? Oh, you had me. You had me for a second. You had me for a second. Let's do these super chats, and then we're gonna do a list, and I might drop Jake out so he doesn't sit on camera sleeping. We'll see if he wakes up.
And I'll say this. Can I say this as well?
Go
when I'm done with my TikTok videos and all this stuff, I'm very interested to see how people's thoughts are around the world, and also listen to the podcast, the making of, and see how much they do go into it, and hear his side. I'm really interested to see his side, and then after that, who knows how I'll feel about it the next day.
Yeah. I'm very look. Let me tell you guys, I'm very passionate about it because I'm very big on human rights. I'm a human rights person. I really love knowing that everybody in the world is given an opportunity. Hold on for a second. Everybody's giving an opportunity to live their life and not have to deal with like oppression and stuff. When you use that as a storyline element in your show or your movie, I like to see how you write yourself out of that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then I'm like, oh shit. We have a world full of people that could be saved from this amazing universe where we have a new Superman who's super hopeful and a Green Lantern and all that. And we're just going to leave them there locked up to rot away in a cell for the rest of their lives. It makes me sad to think that that's the story. And maybe that's the intention. If that's the intention, you did it. You did it 100%. I want to hear what James has to say about the season when it's done and some of the choices he made. And we'll probably cover that here on the show when we get there. So we'll see where that goes. Space and Goats with the $2 super chat is happening right now in real life, and they don't care. Either they don't care or they don't understand. Like, I still feel like the burden of that fell on James's shoulder to write a story that resonated for people, and I don't think he nailed it yet. We have one.
I think he
episode.
cares. I think he does care.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, look at what got him in trouble the first time because someone didn't like his opinion on stuff that Disney blinked and fired him. So I think he does care, but. I think this is also an example of like, yo, you should have done another draft and like let people look at it more.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. So I don't think this is the other thing I want to make sure that people are aware of. I don't think James doesn't care. Like, I'm not saying that. I don't think James is somebody that was like, I don't give a fuck about marginalized people. I actually think James is a pretty progressive dude, right? I think he is.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just think make the episodes longer and give us a little bit more of the story, and it probably would have fixed a lot of this. We'll see.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Ted Grant sucks. If that didn't wake him up, nothing will.
We're gonna move on after this one anyway, because I don't want people to have to wait too much longer. We already talked about this ad nauseum. Cat and Kano, Eric, can I ask you something serious? I hope you answer because I want your answer. If they come back in future season and show this stuff, would you feel better? It's not about showing it again. It's about how they deal with it.
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
that's it. Like, again, I don't even care. Okay, just very quickly. I don't care if they actually showed people being like oppressed in the episode. It's about how they just kind of skipped over it and didn't really cover it in a big way. You know what I mean? That was kind of my thing. Whatever.
Like I feel like that's what I've been kind of. I think that's just my take on the entire episode. If we are done, I kind of hate the season. I really do. If we are setting up a larger story, if we are coming back to do more with it, then I have no problems right now with what we're doing because it's going to be setting up something. And I think they have to at least be setting up something with his brother being alive, right? Like, they don't leave him alive for nothing. So we're at least tackling an angle of this. If
Mhm.
it's not right now, it's in the future.
Well, we still haven't seen that skeleton spider thing that they teased as well. There was a skeleton spider thing in one of the shots that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. I do like what they're setting up for Man of Tomorrow. If it is going to be the Lex Argus thing, I'm totally down for that. And again, emotionally great moments in the episode. I think there was a lot of really good moments. This is a good way to wrap this up. I like the moments between Ads and Judo Master. I thought that was very good.
Yes.
The Economos stuff was hilarious with him trying to pretend like he didn't know anybody. That was really funny. And I did love all of the stuff between Chris and everyone else. Like having Harcourt and him fight in the office. I was like, she's been waiting for this for a while.
Yeah.
So she had the chance to kick a little ass there as well. So that was really good. We'll see where it goes. Solid episode in terms of everything they tried to do. Massive disappointment for me in terms of the execution of showing Earth X as a threat, I should say. So that's where I'm at. Before we get into our worst, I think it's worst sequels, right? Worst sequels is the thing.
Worst sequels.
Yeah. South Texas Shark with a $2 super chat. Oh, let me pull this banner down so people know we're done talking about that. What did you watch this week with the $2 super chat? Thank you so much, South Texas Shark. I do appreciate it. What if I watched? Well, obviously Peacemaker, the morning show on Apple TV, which I really love. I really enjoy that show. Platonic on Apple as well is really good with Seth Rogen. I enjoy that one. Gen V this week. I know we really haven't talked about it. We don't really have a lot of time tonight because I have to be up early in the morning and we're gonna have to go here shortly. But I'm enjoying Gen V. I think Gen V has been really good. I think this episode this week was probably my favorite episode of the season. Maybe that's a hot take. Anybody else have anything?
I've been watching Blue Bloods, and I'm like in season 2 right now, so I've been binge watching it. So
nice.
Pretty fun. Tom Selleck.
Jose said, "I can't believe Jake fell asleep on stream. He's still asleep. I can see him in the green room."
It's the thing Council Creators loves to do.
Wait, does he fall asleep on camera?
That's what they like hope that someone does when they're on.
To embarrass anybody. That's why I dropped him down. So, anybody else watch anything you want to give a shout out to?
I've been rewatching a couple of the Mandalorian and like Disney Plus Star Wars shows because I set up a video to premiere about a quote unquote theory I have for the Mandalorian Grogu that involves some of the like politics of the New Republic era of like how do we feel about like people being like the war is over, let's move on, and those are like no, we should plan for the worst and stuff. So I've been watching a little bit of it, and what else? Prepping for some stuff for post Peacemaker time, and I think I might dive into more Taylor Sheridan shows outside of the prequels to Yellowstone. I like his materials.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Been watching Lion King, Darren?
Nope. I finished The Pit this week, which was very, very good.
Nice.
I'm not
Do not
typically
spoil it because I'm not done with it yet.
Okay.
So.
I'm not typically into medical shows. That's not typically what I'm watching, but like all the praise, I had to check it out. It's incredible. It's really, really good. I can't wait for season 2.
All right. With that being said, it is time to bring up our favorite thing of the night, which is
the Wheel of Doom.
The wheel. And since Jake is asleep, we're not going to have him on the wheel. So this should be a pretty quick one then.
He gets last by default. He wakes up.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to spin. Well, actually, I'm going to go last, so that's why I'm not on the wheel. I'm trying to be a cordial host.
Are we doing like all at once or?
Since these are sequels, yes, let's do them all at once. And that way, because I don't think we're going to have a ton of like overlap.
I don't talk much, so
That's
the one who talks much is asleep. So
let's see who goes first. Oh,
Darren. So
All right.
Simba's Pride.
So Darren's first.
No, that is a fantastic
I'm
movie.
joking. I'm joking.
What did he say?
I said so. Simba's
Pride.
Pride.
He's about to catch these hands.
And Ronan is second, so that means
It's because I said Simba's Pride.
So So are we going straight through then? I
Yeah,
assume?
just go ahead and do all of them at once. Yeah, so because I don't have a lot of time. So
Yeah.
um,
You said 5 or 3?
5. You 5.
Okay.
If you have 5.
Yeah, no, I wrote down a couple. All right, I'll run through some of these. Wonder Woman 1989.
84.
84. Yeah.
Damn it.
Wonder Woman 1984. I watched it on Christmas Day when it hit HBO Max, and I was depressed. I was sad. I couldn't believe such a great movie had diminished.
It was so bad you can't even remember the date.
I was not a fan of Wonder Woman 2. I also was not a fan of Incredibles 2.
Oh,
God damn it.
That first. Am I just taking all of yours, Ronan?
Yes.
First one is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's one of the greatest movies that's ever been made. I think the sequel's fine. It's not bad. It's not unwatchable, but I think in comparison to that first movie, almost laughable. I'll go with another Disney movie. Moana 2 came out last year. Love the first Moana. I think it's unbelievable. I think it's unbelievable. Second one just kind of feels like that straight to DVD kind of stuff that they were dealing with because it was supposed to be a show. It was mismatched. Didn't think that was very good. Let's go with Kung Fu Panda 4 as well. I don't know if that counts as a sequel because it's like the 4th installment.
it is anything beyond the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. Kung Fu Panda 4, most disappointing movie of 2020 was 2024. The trilogy, in my opinion, is a masterpiece, and again that felt like a straight to DVD special. Was that 4? Do I have one more here?
Maybe.
Yeah, one more. I'll go with Space Gems 2.
Oh, that was a bad one.
I liked one. I have a soft spots for that original movie, and the second one is just not good, in my opinion. I think maybe Jake's awake, by the way.
Oh, is he?
He said in the comments, not bad.
Jake has returned.
He awakens.
Sorry about that.
He's alive!
So we've already done the wheel, which means you are going to be last, the group.
Okay.
Except for me. I'll be last after you. So,
Okay. Well, well, y'all gonna have to tell me if these have already been done then.
well, Darren was literally the first person, and we're just doing 5 all at one time. So,
Okay.
I
So-
did Wonder Woman 2, Incredibles 2, Space Jam 2, Moana 2, and Kung Fu Panda 4.
I mean, I know Incredibles 2 disappointed you, but it's really on your worst.
It disappointed
Okay.
me more than any other sequel, I think.
Okay.
all right.
Mm.
So, who was next? Was Ronan second?
I think it was
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead, Ronan.
So the first one that came to mind is Independence Day Resurgence.
Mm.
I really like the first one. Again, it's very much from the 90s. But I went to go see that second one, and I was like, holy shit, I should have left like after the first 15, 20 minutes. And it's still one of like my legendary viewing experiences of like, wow, that movie was bad, and I should have left. And I don't know why I didn't leave. Or should I have asked for a refund? Alien Covenant is another one where like I think I talked about it recently where like first 5-10 minutes, I'm in. I am in. I dig Prometheus, I'm in. And then we get to the movie and I'm like, oh my gosh, all the stuff that's connected to Prometheus, I dig, but anything else I was not into. It felt like poor man's Alien. And I love a lot of the actors and actresses in that movie. But goddamn it, really, Scott. I'm gonna go into my first love, which is Star Wars. I'm gonna go back to back with The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Again, I'm not one of these fans that was like, the franchise is over. Somebody save me. I'm having oh my god. No, fuck that. Come on, man. You know, have some balls. Like I look at those movies and I'm like, just the way you felt, Eric, about this episode of Peacemaker is how I felt about those movies. And I'll say this. For The Last Jedi specifically, I love watching the making of. It is fascinating documentary in comparison to the movie. And then Rise of Skywalker, oof. Unless Poe and Rey and Finn were in the scene or the shot together, I was not into that movie. And I'm like, you know what? It's part of the universe. Want to erase it, can't erase it, but you know, what did we do? And then I'm gonna go with Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, to quote Jeff Goldblum, life found the way.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And that's where I'm at.
did.
You could pick one of that franchise too if you wanted to.
Mhm.
All right. So next up we
Actually.
have 3-dub. What are your 5 3-dub?
Well, my number one is very obvious. Batman v Superman. I really hate that one. Number 2 is from The Mask, which is Son of the Mask. I did not like that one.
Fair.
Also, it was like basically a reboot sequel because they recasted they didn't recast, but they used a different main character. Number 3 is Daddy Day Camp, and that they recast. Number 4 is, I don't know if it's like a true sequel because there's like 4 of them and they all had the same actor to play Alfred, which was, and this one is Batman and Robin. My number 5 is Super Baby's Genius 2.
Okay.
Was 1 good?
Yeah, it was better than 2.
Fair enough.
Asking the hard-hitting questions. Was 1 good?
It was better than 2.
All right. Okay, fair enough. I think that brings us to Jake. Jake, what are your 5?
So, I'll go ahead and say this first one was really the first time that little kid me discovered that movies I was excited about could be bad, because I loved the first installment of these, and after seeing the second one, I was heartbroken. That's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That movie is absolutely hot garbage. They recasted almost everybody. The budget is almost nothing. The action scenes are laughably bad. That movie has like no redeeming factors about it at all. And next one I have, I'm stepping into Pixar a little bit with this one. I have Cars 2.
I thought about that one.
It's really not a Cars movie. It's a spy movie. In like McQueen's not even the main character. It doesn't really have anything to do with what made the franchise what it was. It feels like so alien to what Cars is. It feels like not even its own thing. Speaking of franchise that involved cars, my next one is Speed 2. I really don't like that movie. I love Willem Dafoe, but it's like, it makes sense why he doesn't, why Keanu didn't want to do that second movie, because he read it and he was like, no, this isn't what we've done. This is not what we established with this first Speed movie. It's a whole thing where you're going in a car, and if you slow down, then the bomb's gonna go off. Now it's like you're turning it into a boat heist movie, and it just didn't make any sense.
Do we think they're gonna make a Cars 4? By the way, Jake, you think they'll make one?
I don't think you need to.
I think they will. They keep bringing back that cast. They did that show a couple years ago. They've recently announced a new Disney Channel show they're doing with both the whole cast coming back. I think once they kind of get through a couple of these new sequels, they'll announce a 4th one.
Wow.
If we like it or not.
So I've said, 3 of them now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one, there are very few films in this franchise that I like. But this first sequel was especially bad. And to answer the question, was 1 good? Kind of. That is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I really don't like a lot of those live action Transformers movies. I think the first one's watchable, and I think Bumblebee's great. That's about it. 2 is just really brought down by a lot of stupid things. That one, college girl who's disguised as a Decepticon is baffling. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Also,
that was crazy. I remember in the bedroom scene, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's got the metal tongue and everything. And I don't know, just all those scenes between her and between Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf just made me roll my eyes repeatedly. And it's like, you're going to adapt, the Optimus death from the '86 movie, and you're gonna do that to it.
Harrison said, I forgot about that. The whole the Decepticon as a woman. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was really, really bad. And then my last one, so I know that this movie, I know some people are a fan of this movie. I'm not, and to be fair, a lot of people are not. I'm going with Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That one really, really disappointed me, and especially, I think it is pretty funny how you take your lead of the first movie, like not getting into all the real world shit, but the lead of your first movie ends up being arguably the worst thing about your second movie. And the original characters are somehow more compelling than Billy in that movie, but also, yeah, it could have been better. But also Billy and Shazam feel like two completely different people in that movie, and Billy feels more mature as the kid.
Yes,
than
I
Shazam
1000% agree with that. Zachary Levi was acting like a much younger version of that character. 100%.
And like it's riddled with very noticeable product placement. The action is very sloppily shot, and it didn't help that going into this movie, you knew nothing that happened mattered because of the upcoming reboot. So
yeah.
I mean, the only good thing about that movie is Mary's hot. Shazam.
Oh, Mary Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Marvel.
What frustrates me about that, because I don't disagree at all about the Zachary Levi and how he's more childish than the younger actor, but just with a couple lines of dialogue, that could be the best part of the movie, right? If you just start writing it as like, when he's Shazam, he gets to feel like a kid again, and that gets to be where he gets to express these feelings of getting older, and that feeling of maturing that he's not ready to do.
Because the problem is that it's like two different characters, which is the problem.
It does not feel like he has the wisdom of Solomon.
Right.
If you just put it into the story arc a little bit, like if you just make it into like Billy's arc in the movie, it's so close to being kind of great, but it's all these like little things where it's like, oh, that thing and that thing and that thing. It's like, oh, come on.
All right, was that it, Jake? Was that 5?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. There were a lot of things I could have picked.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3, Jake.
That brings us to me. Speaking of Spider-Man 3,
we're only talking about bad sequels.
That brings me to my list. And we're going to start out with 2007 Spider-Man 3. That's on my list of worst movie sequels of all time. Literally,
I saw that recently in the theaters too.
I went to therapy. I had 6 weeks of therapy after seeing that because it was so bad. So it's a thorn in my spine, I should say. My next one is a movie from 2005 called Son of the Mask.
Hey, you got one of mine.
So, should I pick a different one?
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, I mean, we can both have Son of the Mask.
No, pick a different one. Hold on. Let me see. My secondary list here.
You broke Jake, Eric.
What?
You broke Jake.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I'm literally seeing that in the theater in 2 days.
Well, good luck on that one.
Hey, I'm gonna have a great time.
Just danced to it on stream the other day.
I'm gonna say S. Darko from 2009, which is the Donnie Darko sequel.
God,
it was so bad. It was a straight-to-video sequel.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. The next one for me is a movie from 2024 called Venom 3: The Last Dance. I hated that movie. To be fair, I didn't really like the second one. But Venom. Well, the first Venom is low key good because it's like a bad good type movie, but Venom movies progressively got worse.
Those movies.
You hate Spider-Man 3. You hate Venom 3.
Yeah. S. Darko is the sequel for Donnie Darko. Go look it up. It's bad.
Those movies are the Fast and Furious of Marvel movies.
My next one is Superman 4: The Quest for Peace from 1987.
Wow.
Did not like that one at all.
I don't think anyone
It's
liked that
so
at all.
campy. It's
Also, didn't help that their budget got
Unwatchable.
slashed down to like this, so they had to reuse action shots.
Yeah.
That definitely didn't help.
And I actually have two at my number one, but I'm going to go with the one that I hate the least because this was a backup for me, or my other one's a backup, is Coming to America instead of Coming to America. Like Coming number 2, America. I hated that one. My backup was X-Men The Last Stand from 2006. That was one of my backups.
Aw, not that bad.
There's worse X-Men movies.
I like elements of that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was, compared to the other two, I thought it was the worst one.
I mean, the problem is
You're right. It is the worst out of the trilogy.
Well, you got 3 different movies going on as part of the problem.
Yeah.
Or The Last Stand, or which one did you choose?
Yeah, he picked Last Stand.
Yeah, and the 2006 X-Men The Last Stand.
You know what?
I agree, but I gotta admit, when Logan and Hank meet, that as a kid, I was just like, that was my Avengers moment. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
the meeting.
And it's funny looking at that scene in hindsight now, where Beast is like, "Oh, the government had nothing to do with this." Yeah, I've heard that before. I was like,
yeah, did he call me boy? Yeah.
It's a little close to home.
I want to point out this is really hard. I had like 20 things originally. I had to whittle it down to like 6 or 7. It was really tough. We do have some super chats, people giving their list as well. And then we got a member chat from South
Sorry,
Texas
I passed
Shark.
out there for a little bit, by the way.
Yeah, I took you off camera. I was like, I'm not gonna let him sit up here while
you
he's
got
sleeping.
you got a full picture too, so it's on the stream.
We couldn't figure out if you were asleep or you were joking, so I blew up the camera. I was like, "Oh no, he's asleep," and then I was like, "Let me drop it."
I was like,
it's that.
I was like,
hot take. Ted Grant sucks, and I didn't
Yeah,
wake
he
you up.
did say that.
I was like, the Wolverine game just came out.
The $2 super chat here from Blue Wolf says Mortal Kombat 2. I agree. That was one of Jake's, the Annihilation. Alien 3. I like the director's version of that. The theatrical version is not good. The director's version is better. Still not great. Speed 2 is bad. Joker 2. I'm surprised no one said that, to be honest.
I thought about it.
And Rise of Skywalker.
But I mean, I don't even like Joker 1, so it wouldn't have even been like a sequel. So.
Low Wolf with another $5 super chat jumping in here. Happy Gilmore 2. Okay. Jaws Revenge. Highlander 3. The next Karate Kid. That's the one with what's her name in it?
Yeah.
What's her name? Oh my god.
Hilary Swank.
Oh.
Hilary Swank. That's it. Yeah.
Where did you get Julia? Jesus.
Where she like jumps over the car and does a slow motion shot and everything. I'm like, oh my god.
I like it. It's not good, but I like it.
The I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot in 2025. And RoboCop 3 with the ninjas. I remember that one. That was pretty bad. That one was really bad. So those are all really good. South Texas Shark with a member chat here. Member for 34 months. Thank you, South Texas Shark. Game Pass increases from $20 to $30, and Xbox doesn't give a fuck. Essentially, they just did not give a fuck about this at all. I saw the news about it. Is anybody a past member? Like, do you guys have Game Pass?
PlayStation all day, motherfuckers.
I'm like PlayStation all day.
I'm a PlayStation Plus member too. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
God damn it, Bill Gates.
So I am, but then I'm not. Like until I need the perks for a bit, I won't.
Double agent.
Because they keep upping their prices for that too.
Yeah. Well, either way, scummy business from the game studios. We didn't even get a chance to talk about EA
That was
getting
kind of
purchased
funny
by
that-
Saudi Arabia, which that's a whole nother
It was kind of funny that his comment also like had the color of the Xbox too. And you had like
Jasmine says that their Game Pass doesn't expire until 2027.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Surf's Up 2 is probably my number one worst. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I know it exists, but I've never bothered watching it.
Next time we do this, I'll just pick all my Disney straight to DVD sequels I hate.
Well, hey, as
Simba's too.
Jake Feather Guardian says Joker 1 and 2 were abominations.
Feather Guardian is correct. But I was going to say, Darren, not all of the Disney direct-to-video sequels are terrible.
There's like 5 good ones out of like 50.
I mean, I was going to say even less than 5, honestly.
5.
I mean, you got Lion King 2, and then the rest.
You have Lion King 2, Cinderella 3, which is low-key a masterpiece somehow, and then there's like one other good one I'm blanking on. But
I mean,
Bambi 2 is terrific. I've never seen that.
You guys like 1.5 Lion King?
oh, that's great.
It's a fun movie. It's not a
Yeah.
great
It freaked
movie.
me out
but
as a
it's
kid. I was
fun
like, wait.
movie.
No,
They're in the movie theater watching the movie?
I had so much fun with that movie.
It-
Aladdin 3. Is there a third one?
Yeah, there's a third one. I mean, it's better than 2, but
It is better than 2. I mean, again, I enjoyed them both, but they're not. Neither are like great.
So
They're-
3 could have been really good, but they just like it seemed like they were going somewhere, and then they didn't. I don't know. It didn't hit as hard as I think they were intending.
Megan 2.0. I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah,
It's out on streaming, I think.
it came in like it. It was in theaters for like 2 weeks, and then it left theaters. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't get a chance.
South Texas Sharks says somebody canceled their subscription. It crashes the website. Wow. For Game Pass. Yeah, Megan 2.0, it was advertised as like an action sci-fi thing with like a superhero element, which is totally opposite of what the first one was. And I'm just
It also
like,
came out bad time. It came out like right before Superman.
I'm surprised nobody said The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for bad sequels.
I like Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Fair enough.
I think it's better. I think it's better than all 3 of the Raimi Spider-Man movies. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. I do like it, but it's not better than all 3 of those movies. It's better than one of those movies, which is Spider-Man 3. But
that movie has good moments, but it's an absolute.
I mean,
mess.
Emma Stone in that movie slapped pretty hard. I mean,
oh no, I'm not even gonna.
If you're gonna make bodily humor, do it right.
Oh my god. Shoot all super chat from Blue Wolf says Guardian saying Civil War is Civil War a bad Cap sequel. No, oh wait, who said that? Feather
Someone-
Guardian said that.
I don't think that's a
Crazy
bad
take.
sequel at all. Now the 4th one you can debate on, but
I think the 4th one. I actually think the 4th one is the weakest, but not because of Sam. I think it's just a weak story.
no, I mean
It's also unfair.
what also doesn't help that it really doesn't feel like a Captain America sequel because plot-wise, it's an Incredible Hulk sequel.
Well, I'd argue it's basically the start of a trilogy and less of an actual sequel.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
not a great start to it,
I
but
don't totally disagree with this either. I think that the Fast and Furious franchise started going too far in another direction.
See, my favorite is Fast 5.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, the last so Terminator, what is it? Dark Fate? Was it Terminator Dark Fate? Was that the last one that came out?
I'm like 2 movies behind in that franchise.
I've never seen a Terminator movie.
Wow.
I know. It's one of my big.
Not any of them. There's so many.
I've never seen any of them. It's one of my big gaps in films.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I need to do them at some point.
Your judgment day is coming.
I've said for a while that Civil War is Avengers 2.5. Or, yeah, Avengers 2.5 for me.
Cap is still the main character.
But he's still the main character, right? It's a weird movie where clearly Cap is the point of view character, but you have a lot of other characters in there. I don't know, probably not.
I'm not gonna watch it at all.
I'm gonna try to,
I just don't
but I'm
have
seeing
any
it for Greta
interest in
Lee.
it.
I'm seeing it for Greta Lee and the Tron franchise.
I just don't give a shit about that franchise. I'm sorry to anybody that does. I
Damn.
just don't care.
It's not even really a franchise, if you ask me. I mean, I feel like it's just not anything. It's the second one didn't do really well as far as I remember.
I heard the show's good.
The show, yeah, I think the show's solid, but the I don't think it doesn't feel like a connected world, really. That's the problem. It's like very disjointed. But
Yeah, I don't care.
let's see. We got all the super chats here. I think we did. All right. With that being said,
Wait, what am I wrong about? Now I want to know, what am I wrong about?
Everything, Jake.
Probably, but I don't know what specific thing I'm wrong about.
Oh, you're talking about Chris. Okay. Tron.
Well, then
Oh.
he's not alone in being wrong.
No. I just don't care about the franchise.
Ronan was gonna switch over, but I think we're wrapping it up. So let's go ahead and do the poll and see what everybody picked for today.
Oh,
since we
I
hit the
totally
goal.
missed the options.
All right, it is going to be top 5 best movies with women in lead roles.
Yes, that's exciting.
Top
Alright.
5 best movies with women and lead.
So the lead character or the co-lead has to be a woman. So
Can't do Lion King.
Well, isn't the Simba's Pride like
I could do Simba's Prime.
She's
Yeah,
kind of the lead.
yeah, Kiara is
Fuck
the lead
yeah,
on
I
that
can't
one.
wait to do this list, man. Well, I
By the
already
way-
have
man,
mine,
that's
but
not-
like,
by the way, I want
Yeah.
to point out that it was like by far the most popular. It was 46% of all the votes.
What were the other
options
options?
were best 90s action/comedy movies, best adult animated films or shows. I put shoes on there. I don't know why. Should have been shows, but it's wrong.
shoes? What are those?
Top 5 worst movies with ensemble cast were the other options. So
Worst movies with ensemble cast.
yeah, so like a group of characters together, not no like one singular lead.
It's gonna be
So-
so hard. There's so many women, like great women-led movies.
Yeah, I felt like this is a very big umbrella for us to like put stuff in. So
We'll definitely have to do a part 2.
I hope I'm first.
yeah, and that one will be a round robin.
I
So-
feel like there's one that me and Ronan might share.
so.
Probably.
See you later, Lone Wolf. Have a good morning or night.
So,
Bye-bye.
so I already mentally knew what my top 5 were, so I just went ahead and put them down.
Wow, he's already locked in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be the one for let me go and put it in the notes so I remember.
We should do the goon one and the woman one Monday.
No.
No, we're gonna split those up a little bit. I actually have to modify that one a little bit, but we'll see. Hold on for a second.
Oh, sorry. I'm excited for this one now.
Yeah, I think doing the women one and then immediately doing the gooning one kind of diminishes the actual topic a little bit.
Yeah, let's not empower women and then
And then goon them down with objectivity.
yeah, let's not objectify them instantly.
I'm gonna put this up again. This is if you scan this QR code, you can go to the merch shop and get your own I'm Bored merch or Shield merch. For now, there's a new drop coming next month that I will do a site-wide sale on the new drop when that happens. So head over to the store. Good.
It can be a co-lead too.
Yeah.
I'm
Right?
single, Chris. Of course,
Lead
I'm
or co-lead. Lead or
Okay.
co-lead.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already got my 5.
Damn. All right. There we go. All right. With that being said, we're going to jump out of here. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll be live again on Monday. Darren, you have any streams coming up before Monday you want to shout out or?
I just did my stream a couple hours ago with Taz. That was very fun. And
Go check that out.
Yeah, I'm live Monday and Thursday, and we have the same schedule but different hours, I guess.
Okay, good.
So,
Check out 3Dub's channel, Creative Crusader. Head over to Jake's channel. He's streaming on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Not this Sunday because I'm doing.
Damn it! Damn it!
you should have got rid of it, Jake.
Yeah. And head over to Ronan's channel. His review for Peacemaker is either coming out or already out. I don't know if you
Reactions out. I did a review with Team JVS, and then mañana, hopefully, we have a full panel so we can talk a lot about this penultimate episode.
Okay.
Lots to talk.
All right. With that being said, thanks everybody for being here, for all the super chats and support. Make sure you leave a like on this video, no matter which channel you're watching on. Leave a comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see everyone next time. Take care. Bye.